I'm ready. Should I try with the silencer or no?
Nah, let's just go loud.
Nah, I wanna let it really turn up. Nah, I wanna let the baby turn up. It's really something or it's really nothing. Ain't no in between. Correct. Right. I'm grinding like a pro skater. Trying to get it now, Brody, no later. I'm ready anytime, I'm a gold skater. Put in work with the homie, call it cold labor. Rugged like a whole razor. From the block where they do not do no favors. You mad at the price cause it won't wait. He mad at the ice, he a cold hater. Beat knocking like a okay. King in the ring, Joe Frazier. I used to keep a broad on my rotate. Now I look to God, he my soul savior.
Alright, you're good to go pick up all them packages. Or I gotta grab one.
Purple blood runs deep through my family tie. The duty goes Stewie, he a Philly guy. It's the game hard to handle like a chopstick. Nah, it's really nothing when you got grip. Peanut butter in the cockpit. Turn the beat up, then we turn the heat up to the pot stick. I wanna let it really turn up. Really turn up. Rise slow through the city while the trunk rattle. I wanna let it up. Baby, turn up. Not let it hit you with the pump rattle. Old school, big body whale. Earthquake in the trunk slide like a snail. Follow my trail, grinding without that rail. Always on the go, that's outgoing mail. Output mail, never tuck my tail. Saved by God, never saved by the mail. Opposite of frail, turtle shell, Team W. We don't do the L one time, no redo. You a real one, me too. Gang lock, got the key too. Beat knot, seafood while I ride away. I'm in the coop like my Mobbin. No roof, mean the brain gone. In the guts, no cut. It can't raw. What we do? Really turn it up. Chains hot. I wanna let it really turn up. Really turn up. Rise up in the city while the trunk rap.
I just tried to order my Akula again and it didn't let me.
I wanna let it baby turn up.
It let me click it, but nothing's spawning now, so it's fucking glitched out. I don't know.
For real.
Just standing still for like 5 seconds or so.
You shouldn't have to stand still, bro. That's retarded.
And I do it out. Ain't no play by the rope, nigga, set it out. Yeah. Bring the gospel to the whole nation. Whole squad full of felonies and probation. Tearing down the roof is my vocation. Anybody want the truth, drop your location. Yeah.
I have to fix
Demons ain't safe when we fly. Yeah. Hey, the phone paddle pictures still up. They say it's too much space in the ride. Yeah. I really be some beat. I pay him credit for the mob like a visa fee. I'm on a whole different frequency. To the point if you met Rick, you would tell him that he keeps it deep. I wanna let it really turn up. Really turn up.
Come on, man.
I smoke with the city rattle. Now I wanna let it baby turn up. The baby turn up. The baby turn up. Be not let it hit you with the pump battle. Rush.
You can use some Switch Mr-stillwinning.
Switch to Boost and get up to 4 free phones and 4 lines for just $100 a month. New phones!
Switch to Boost to get 4 lines for just $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs, and get 4 free phones. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switch Miss makes it easy to save.
Yeah, justice. I was broken and hurt and searching for more than diversion. The verse that I was working, flirting with every reversion, but nothing was working. Grew more hopeless and certain. The insertion I'm immersed in with only worse than the version. Stress got my chest burning. Yes, restless like a burden. Regress to accept my current incursion could be a burden with the right diversion. Let the bottle ease the pain, sip on Hennessy to bring out the sun in the deepest rain. Then Jesus came, and all within me felt released from the chains that kept me captive and trapped in a black defeated frame. Set my heart aflame. So I set out to reclaim the years, the and I checked out of the game. Now I let out, I'll proclaim till I'm let out from the veins. I don't have the words, but I yell out, he makes it plain. Went from kept out and detained to set out in the rain. Now I'm sent out to restrain the profane in Jesus' name.
You have any deliveries you need to make?
I got some shit we can do, yeah.
It's obvious that all of us are in need of a savior. We seeking peace within the streets, but they deceased and can't save us. Constantly repeat the Christian name, we can't stop it, let's face it. I'm a beast, a dog returning to its vomit. With so much passion, I enacted in blasphemous rituals. Despicable residuals, sicker than deciduals. You get the visual, a disgusting individual. Corrupting what was biblical and less than unconditional. Was a criminal, additional to the typical.
Who is that we're listening to? I like that.
Seven and Justice, they're brothers. He's got another brother named Seven Deuce. Seven's my favorite rapper, dude. He raps about God every day. Been doing, or all of his songs are about God, and his whole career basically is about God. But he got kicked out of the Christian hip hop scene because they didn't like how he was rapping about certain things. So that's just to show right then and there that dude's for real. Like when the world throws you out of their organizations, that's how you know that dudes are real. So dude's a real ass dude. I've been listening to him for mad long. I've been watching his career. I just went to one of his concerts and met him actually this month. I was happy as hell.
What do you think of Immortal Technique?
I think that he is a Satanist, and he just don't want people to know it, and he's using that woke shit for money. He could just come out and be a Christian, but he doesn't want to be a Christian so bad. He's so against Christianity. I don't know why. He hates Christianity with a passion, and hopefully he'll mature eventually and come to that understanding and get saved and all that. But from what I've seen out of him, he just wants to rap and talk about conspiracies. You don't want to get to the real meat of the situation, which is the spirituality part of it.
See, I think a lot of them are just so burnt by Christianity as
and that's understandable, but it's not Christianity. It's the fake Christianity. You know what I mean?
And you would think he would know by now, being woke and being with all these people who know things. You think he would know by now. That's
well,
why
see,
I asked.
I could actually pull up exactly what he's into. I heard through the grapevine that there's something that he's into that is dark that he doesn't want to renounce and let go. I'll look it up right now if you want to know exactly what it is. Hold on. dude. He's a fucking, he's in an Islam fucking dude. He's in a fucking, what is it called? Islam.
Well, Islam isn't the worst. I mean, they have more community and.
Well, it's not about being the worst. It's about knowing the truth, man. And these people know the truth. Like, don't get me wrong. They don't all know the truth. Like, there's a lot that are stuck in that don't know the truth. But dudes like Immortal Technique know the truth.
Should know. He should know, yeah.
You see, that's my point. Like, well, but look at it this way. There's a lot of people that think that they're doing the right thing and think that they're on the right side, but really they're only on their own side, and they're only trying to advance themselves. And if they were trying to build up the kingdom, that would be something to stand by and to support. But since they're not, you don't want to support somebody who's only supporting themselves. You want to support somebody who's building up the kingdom constantly. That's what I do. I'm like the masons of the kingdom, where all the little mortar and broken pieces and the foundation, and that's my job for good.
And in that respect, I would say I'm a little bit up on the pyramid, for lack of better words, you know what I mean? Like, I've got people who are in places that when the time comes and we need to really, like we're not at
critical
Armageddon
mass.
or whatever. Yeah, we're not there yet, but there's a battle of good and evil even towards the top of this whole mess. At the highest ranks, there's good and there's evil, and they're battling it out. And then there's all of us at the bottom looking up, trying to figure out who's on what side.
Yeah, but there's not people that are high up enough that aren't controlled by the opposition, because once you get through certain levels, you have to be a Mason or have to be a Eastern Star person or whatever. You got to be in all these organizations to even get to the higher levels, and in them organizations, they sacrifice people. That is their thing, okay? That's their thing. So...
And they sacrifice people like us because we give them the most value when they do it.
Well,
like you said, the fruit they offer up is us.
Well,
the ones that,
what I mean when they sacrifice people, it's not people like us. They want to kill us just to stop our fight, but and they think that Lucifer will take delight in hearing that person messed with somebody so high up. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is the fact that when they sacrifice somebody, it can't be somebody they don't know. It has to be somebody that's close to them. And it has to be somebody who matters to them. And you can look up every single star in Hollywood or in music or anything like that. They've all lost a father or a mother. Kanye West, it was his mom. Some of these brothers, sisters, cousins, best friends, girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, they all have sacrificed somebody.
You remember when Kanye lost his mind on stage and started talking about it all? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he's totally never happened. Oh, that never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that what he said?
Dude, he was about to tell it. Yeah, he got up on stage. He was on some floating platform and just lost his fucking gourd and started telling people shit about Illuminati and this and that and the New World Order. And then the next thing you know, he had to go to mental health hospital. He got better, blah, blah, blah.
Is that what they said?
Like, yeah. I remember watching the video. I was like, there it goes. It's starting. And then, he got mental health issues.
Well, they have handlers, dude. Those dudes have handlers. Yeah. I don't know if you know this or not, but they have handlers where they control the person completely through hypnotism. So all these people are fractured inside. Like, it's called split personality disorder. They split all these people's personalities so they can have a controllable personality and then the personality. And
dude,
then
on Oprah they had, this was back in the 90s, some girl came on TV on her show and was like, you know, was like, I broke free of my family. They're evil Zionists, something or other.
Oh, I
They
seen
got
that.
two personalities.
Yep,
Yeah.
I seen that.
And
It's
how,
on
like, in
YouTube.
public they're this way, but at home they're like this, or da 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 da. Yeah. Shit was insane.
Yeah, bro, they have two different personalities, and it's called splitting the two. Or splitting one into two. So like your regular personality is one personality, but if you split it into two, you can control the one, which controls the other, and it's like a hypnotizing. It's a way to. It's sick shit, but they have a way to mentally hypnotize them, so that they're easily controllable and you can activate them or deactivate them or get them to act or talk a certain way or to get them to refute like whatever. Like say,
Or lose their mind in public to make
whatever.
they said that was real, not real. Yeah, I know. I see it, bro. I see people, like regular, everyday people, just snap out of their days and be like, oh my God, blah, 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 and talk real. And then the next time you see them, they're like, I didn't say that. What do you mean you didn't fucking say it? I fucking was right there and heard you. You're going to call me crazy.
Right.
I don't have a handler, just for the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, those people, that's demonic. I don't know if you realize that or not, but that's demonic.
yeah, they're possessed.
Yeah. Dude, everybody is possessed. You need to realize that. I'm possessed, you're possessed, everyone's possessed. Because you got to realize that the demons never stop. They are an ancient force from the beginning that have been doing this for billions and billions and billions of years. So the fact that they're embedded in our flesh and we can only get so many. Dude, if we were to get them all out, there's still some that get in. And there's still some that have people act certain ways or whatever. And if you get them all out, you can have the bigger ones out, but the little ones are still there, and the little ones can't take over your body. The little ones can't even influence you really to do anything. So it's like they'll never stop and they'll never go away. You just got to keep fighting them and keep getting them out by deliverance. And usually deliverance is a one-time thing unless somebody reminds the person of their past, and then and then the demon comes back with 7 of its friends, which are worse than him. So to think about that, there are people that get delivered and then they get worse off with demons. It happens all the time, just because the person is either reminded of their past and blamed for their past, or they feel
the guilt.
they feel guilty. So when they get back to that guilt point, then that's a door for them to get back in. So they walk dry places, it says, until they re-enter with 7 worse than themselves. So, dude, it's all spiritual. You got to realize there's mad spiritual that nobody knows about. It's all spiritual. Everything's spiritual. And that's how I figured out what is what and what makes sense to everything. Like, once you connect everything to the spiritual realm, there's 2 spiritual realms. There's one that's God's kingdom, and then there's one that's Satan's kingdom. Realizing that...
You've heard of the place between places?
Yeah, that's the dry place.
Yeah.
That's the place where demons wander. That's the place where... You ever see Beetlejuice and that place where they open the house door and it's like sand and worms and shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it
exactly.
is. That's what it is. And it's like a copy of this reality, but it's completely desolate, and it's completely hopeless and completely dry.
There's so many references in pop culture to it. It's unreal. Every time you see 2 columns, the door that's between them is a metaphorical representation of the place between places. The 2 columns represent,
good and evil,
heaven and hell, and then the door is earth. And they try to get you to think that earth is the place between places when it's not really.
Well,
they want you to think that
we've all been
the place between places.
We've all been put here for the specific reason of learning how to love and getting to the realization of Christ's love for us. When we learn how to love and then understand what Christ did for us, those 2 important things. Another thing is to be able to love unconditionally. It's not just learning how to love, but actually learning how to love without bounds.
Yeah.
it's not just, there's a few things that we're learning here, to say, for instance, and those are the things that we're supposed to be learning, and the way to learn how to love the fastest would be to be put around a bunch of people that were unlovely, a bunch of people that were spitting in your face while they're talking, a bunch of people that were sick and trying to get you to help them, and trying to, just the most ridiculous things that you could think of where you're put at risk, or you feel compromised in whatever way, shape, or form. You feel disrespected. You'll be put through that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you can accept it, until you can take it, until you can just move on. That's an example of how eventually, if you use love, you can pretty much basically solve any problem. Love will eventually solve everything. And God's trying to teach us through all these experiences and through this life, His undying love, and then how we can have that, how we can be not just loving, but how we can understand love.
Unequivocally compassionate.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
And,
Those are the words I use, because that's what describes how I feel all the time. When I feel the death in the world, I feel a loss of love in the world, a deficit. Every time people die from the evils or devils, like Jay-Z called out the evils, and in that whole song, he actually called them out, and then turned around and was the Rockefeller. Dumbass. I think nobody knows what that means.
Right.
That's a shield of blood. Shield of sacrifice. When you sacrifice people, you get a shield from God's wrath. The devil protects you.
Well, I'll tell you what, them sick motherfuckers, dude. There's nobody good at once it gets up so high. You would think that there's a good and evil battle when it gets up high, just because people are people and human race is the human race. But
it's not even that. Like, if there was no good at the highest levels fighting evil, we would already be all fucked.
Well, I get that. I get that, and I understand that. There are, now, I don't mean high places like, let's say, a intelligence officer in the Navy or something that gets woke and realizes what's going on in the world and wants to help the situations in whatever the jobs that they're doing, and wants to make sure that they're fighting the right fight and stuff like that. Yeah, there are good people like that. However, what the levels that I'm talking about are at the very top, which Lucifer controls. We were just doing a study on it today about the Illuminati. There's this John Todd dude talking about the Illuminati, saying that the top of the Illuminati is Lucifer, and that's the eye that you were talking about, that they feed these people into, the eye of Lucifer. Yeah. Okay, and everyone's told at the lower levels that it's not, that it's just metaphorical. And Satan's not real, and Lucifer's not real, and da-da-da-da. And then...
greatest trick the devil ever played.
Right, so once they get up to the higher degrees, then they're told that the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are all gods, that they're at God capacity, and that there's demons that go from lifetime to lifetime, and they treat them as if they're gods, and they have been treated as gods, and they tell people that the reason why they're the richest people in the world is because the devil made a deal with them and their family a long time ago that they would be gods, and now that it's being fulfilled. The whole point of what I'm saying is, at the highest degrees, material-wise, there's nothing but evil, which are them gods that are controlling the upper echelons of society. Now, in the spiritual realm, there are high-up entities that fight those entities, and it's not our job to fight those guys. I don't think that it's our job to fight them, but I think it's our job to support spiritually whoever's fighting them by praying against it, and by helping whoever we can help and stuff like that. Like, I think we should just play our position and play our role instead of trying to take things to the extreme, because whenever you take things to the extreme, it could be demonic. Anything taken to the extreme is demonic. You can pick it. Pick anything in the world. And if you take it, bananas, for instance. You take bananas to the extreme, that's straight up demonic. And I know it sounds crazy. But
all the women on my mother's side of my family, they always had one or another expression that went along the lines of everything in moderation. Everything.
Right.
They always had one way or another of saying it. Now, the other side of that is most of them are in the Eastern Star, because that's the order of the Eastern Star is the women, and the Freemasons are the men.
Yeah, I know.
They support this agenda. So, as much as they would preach these ideals, I know they didn't practice what they preached because they were all alcoholics.
Yeah, they don't. None of them do. So dude, you gotta understand. People are very good liars, not just to other people, but to themselves. And when you realize that people can lie to themselves for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, that's crazy, bro. To lie to yourself, let alone lie to yourself for that long, let alone lie to yourself about something that is so important. So I have done it in my life. I've seen how I've lied to myself about many things. And I'm starting to realize through the Holy Spirit helping me what's real and what's not, and what's important and what's not, and what I should spend my time focusing on and what I shouldn't. And without that, I haven't been able to realize any of it. It's crazy. People are crazy without the Holy Spirit. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they are.
Alright, guys. You're in the MC, right? Alright.
Yeah.
Guess we're gonna get some
I left
supplies.
dark-ass tire marks in your bunker. Gonna smell like smoke for like a week.
Man, you're gonna remind me of Cali.
I'm sorry.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Because as soon as I said it, I realized what I was saying. It was already too late. It fell out my mouth.
Grab some supplies.
But I got out to California last March. Went out to San Francisco and just like smoked some of the finest bud, because I had just gotten fired from one of the best jobs I ever had. I helped more people get their business and their lives together.
Merriweather, but we don't want them packing rail
Some
guns.
guy who was doing research
anyway.
like God,
Go
the
to their
word
docks
God
HQ and
could
take what
be
you
an
can.
acronym for
That's
General
your
Demon.
resupply.
He had done his whole life worth of research and found out that it's possible that could be an acronym. Says it's nearby.
Well, it's actually, there is a word named God, G-A-D, not G-O-D, and that literally means, or Gad, it's Gad, not, well, I mean, when you say, you can say God, and really, it could be Gad, you know what I mean, G-A-D.
Yeah, they play word games. Like
yeah,
nobody.
they play mad word games. So,
fuck the numerology shit. It's in the words. Numerology is a distraction.
But people need to realize that if there's fake, there's real. And if there's people out there that are believing that, everything is fake, 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 I can't trust anything, you need to realize that things are fake, but there's also a 180 to everything. So there must be the real. I always used to think that there was never anything real out there because all I seen was fake. And it took me a long time to see the real. And you're not going to see the real until you start actually opening up to what the truth is, because when you don't know what the truth is and you're confused and you're guessing about this, that, and the third, you lie to yourself about everything. That's why you need the Holy Spirit to come in and check you, and to come in and remind you and go, wait, no, this is you're not supposed to do it this way. You're not supposed to act like this. You're supposed to do it this way. Don't act like that. Act like this. And I've learned, the more you are susceptible to it, the more you open up to it, and the more you listen to it, the more it gives you advice. So it's just it's a process. It's a process of long suffering and figuring things out the hard way.
In all honesty, I needed you today.
Good, man.
So thank you.
Don't thank me though. Thank Christ, because without Christ, I wouldn't even be here right now.
Thank you for fighting.
No problem,
Because if
dog.
it wasn't for you fighting, you wouldn't be in his life.
Right. I didn't have a choice, man. I had to fight. It was fight or die. And I chose to fight.
Yeah, I had the same multiple times. If I just gave up, I wouldn't be here breathing today at all. I mean, so many people take me for granted. Like, I'm here for all of you. I have that unequivocal compassion, the love for people, even if they don't love themselves. I love them. I truly, through my heart, completely love everyone. If I didn't, I wouldn't be breathing. God wouldn't let me walk, because I feel like I was born with the knowledge I was born with and the skills I was born with because I'm a part of something greater than myself.
Well, if you want to know about being marked, people are marked from birth. And I'm one of them, obviously. I can tell by the way that things happen in my life whether or not I'm marked. Like, there's some people that can't tell, and the people that can't tell, they're not, because it's very evident in the life of people. Like, the people that are marked, usually they get caught up in the umbilical cord early, or they almost die of SIDS, or they have a seizure when they're 8 and they're in a coma for a week, like I was. Whatever, there's things that happen, there's complications that happen which are demonic attacks. And those demonic attacks are because you're marked and the light is bright. So when they see your bright light, they want to destroy it. They want to break that light. They see that light and they go, I hate light. I want to take that light out. That light is so bright that my master will be happy if I take it out. So they go hard to take out that light before you're even born, and sometimes when you're a little baby.
Yeah, I was a month late. I had 2 attacks when I was very young. One seizure, one where I just lost complete control and passed out.
Mm-hmm.
I had where I died when I was 18. Like, they attacked me numerous times, probably more times than I can count.
Right. So that, and pretty much the way that you can tell is how crazy things get when you're doing the right thing. Like, if you're not marked and you're not worried about doing anything important and you're always just working your job and just doing you're not a threat. Even if you are marked, you're not a threat at that point. So when you start doing the right thing and you start moving for God, and then the blowback from that, when your whole life falls apart when you start moving for God, that's how you know that you're marked and important, because there would be no reason for God to have you do those things if he didn't have a purpose for it and didn't have a way for you to succeed in whatever he wanted you to do. It's all about just having faith in him that it'll all work out in the end, no matter how absurd it looks or sounds. Now, being marked, I'm not sure if that means the ones that have the 144,000, because there's a prophecy that the 144,000 of people of all the tribes, I think it's 10,000 of each tribe of Israel. In the prophecy, they finally wake up, and then they start waking the world up, and they're the only ones that are going to be at the right hand of God when all this goes down. They're the ones that God's going to roll with to Armageddon, pretty much at the right hand of him. So, and those are the only ones that are going to live in heaven with Jesus, not the ones that are here on the new earth like everybody else. Hold on a second. God says he's going to recreate the earth and recreate people. And when he does that, everything's going to be mended. So your spirit and your body are going to be one. So you'll be able to fly around and do all the things that you thought you should have been able to do originally. And I don't know if people have ever had them dreams where you run and you jump real high and you kind of fly, or even sometimes you fly, or weird animalistic dreams.
The password was firewalk, and then it changed to firewall. I just watched it go from K to L. Firewalk is what you're talking about.
Right. Right. Straight up. When you're marked, God knows what point you're gonna get delivered and saved and all that, and he knows that your destiny. Now, here's another thing. Your destiny isn't written in stone. Your destiny is written by God's will, but it's not written by what you want, like your decisions. If your decisions don't line up with God's will, then you can cancel your destiny. So you gotta always try to be as close into God's will as possible in order to expect to have your destiny come to fruition. And God wants everybody's destiny to come to fruition. That's why he's marked so many, and that's why he has everybody ready to do the stuff that needs to be done. And he's preparing everyone, and he's building everybody up to be able to even help in the situations that are coming. So he's basically doing the hard work, the footwork, like doing all the hard spiritual work, and it just takes us to do 10% of the after the 90 that he does. And it's with everything. It's like about changing your life. He does the 90% by making all the circumstances work in your favor so that it's not the worst it could be, and you make it happen by choosing to do the right thing, and that's only the 10%. So I've learned that God's really working, bro, really working hard for all of us 24/7, and we don't even give him any credit. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
We don't give him any credit. We don't tell him that. We don't tell other people how he's affected us. We don't tell other people our relationship that we have with him, if we do have a relationship with them. There's a lot of
buzzard.
I don't know, probably. I think we should.
Alright, I got
Shit,
the Black
I might be able to
Hawk
call
out here.
the Akula, but
You take a buzzard. I got the Black Hawk. I'm on my way back. They're way out. There's a ton of them out front, taking me out. So I need to go.
all right, go.
Choppers on me.
They finally let me
You're
order
still
my
out.
Akula.
Awesome. Where did they put it?
Huh. On the thing over next to us, the other island. I had to fly over to it.
Yeah, there's a few people on our map now. Pretty sure a player's shooting me. Don't matter, 'cause I'm like, love to you. Yeah, when I was young, I have a birthmark in an unusual place, put it that way, that is consistent with certain people's birthmarks. And the older I got, the more I found out that it's a common birthmark in a common place.
Mm-hmm.
Those people commonly go through a lot of shit. So by
Yeah.
mark, it may actually be a physical mark that tells you.
Well, there is physical marks that will signify the spiritual marks. Because spiritual is not material. You need to realize that. You think, when I say
Yeah.
spiritual, you think whatever, what you need to think is whatever manifests as physical.
Yeah.
So
I know.
anything spiritual, good or evil, can manifest its way in the material.
See, the best proof of God that scientists, I think, my own personal opinion, like nobody's actually said it in the science community, but the best proof of God that I've been given is that we recently learned, like 2 or 3 years ago, that protons act differently when we don't observe them.
Well, they act
And they
differently
found
when
that
we
out.
do observe them. They act however they want
Oh yeah.
regularly, but then when we do observe them, they start acting funny and unpredictable, and they'll do a different thing knowing that they're being watched, and they'll even do things that are opposite of what the observer thinks they're going to do that they usually do, and they'll do it on purpose just to get a reaction out of the observer, which proves that they're intelligent.
It proves God. It proves that God is on the smallest possible level.
Right.
There's no separation between, you know, the spirit and the energy that binds us all.
Right. Well, that's simple. If you want to know the truth about physical proof about God's existence, there's a great thing called the Fibonacci sequence, and that's the God, it's not the God particle, it's like the God, the God sequence, it's called. And what it does, it's every plant and every animal, they take the dimensions and then they map them out mathematically, and there's a step-by-step thing where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Number,
yeah, it's a growing number.
Number is a
right.
9. It basically, whatever, the Fibonacci series eventually looks like a 9. Like everything is in a spiral.
Right.
The planets move in a spiral, the solar system, other solar systems, other galaxies.
The golden
plants,
ratio, that's
flowers.
what it's called.
That's it.
The golden ratio, yeah. So somebody asked me online the other day, we were on Facebook, and he tries hitting me with a thing like, and he was trolling, by the way. He wasn't a dude that really wants to know about God. He was just a dude that wants to talk crap about God. So he goes, give me the best physical evidence that you have that God exists. And I said, are you kidding, bro? I said, you've never heard of Fibonacci? And he didn't. He didn't know what I was talking about. He didn't. I said the golden ratio, any of that stuff, and then I showed him the video, and he was like, "Oh, you can't listen to anything on YouTube, man. So you went to YouTube." He said, "Oh, so you went to YouTube college?" He said, "You went to YouTube college?" I was like, "Yeah, I went to YouTube college. You retard."
The Great Pyramids are in the Fibonacci spiral.
Right.
There's no way that with the technology they supposedly had at the time, that they would be able to place those pyramids in a way that you could see from space that they're in a Fibonacci series. There's no way. Right. That means that somebody spoke to them. Somebody high up, somebody was able to see from afar.
You know they line up with the constellations, right?
Yeah, that's the Fibonacci series I'm talking about. The 3 stars in Orion's belt is a part of a larger spiral.
Yeah.
It's a fucking trip, man. And more people try to deny it, and they're in science. I go, you're a part of the problem. Because you fucking know. You can't tell me any different.
Well, that's the thing, dude. There's a lot of people out here, they choose, they know what's up, and they choose whatever they want to choose. And that's a part of them worshiping themselves, and that's a part of the delusion that God gives them. God gives them a great delusion, yo. And they're all in it, and they're all under it. And it's sad and it's sick, but all it takes is some prayer, sometimes some fasting, and some genuine love and care for these people to sit them down and try to explain stuff and to try to help them in their life, man. Help them spiritually, help them mentally, help them with understanding things better, lead them to God. That's what's important, man. Nobody realizes the importance in any of that stuff because they're stuck in the mentality of who gives a fuck. When you're stuck in the mentality of who gives a fuck, then who really gives a fuck about anything? Why don't you just kill yourself?
Right?
That's what I mean.
And then they come to that conclusion. They do, all on their own. They're like, oh, well, you know what? Nothing matters.
Right.
Neither does my life. I'm going to kill myself.
Right,
blah, blah,
and
blah.
that's the thought process.
I got that problem with my roommate. Legitimately, like, I don't know, it was like 4 months ago, she just outright told me, I don't fucking care about anyone. I says, you are on the worst possible path, but God put me back in her path. For whatever reason, we started talking again, and she offered me a place to stay because my apartment complex, apparently they only need to give you 6 days notice with no reason to evict you.
Huh, really?
So now I owe a stack of money for no reason, just because they didn't like me being there for what I had not given them a reason to kick me out. They didn't have to give a reason for kicking me out, and they did it anyways.
But I wonder why.
She's like, oh, come stay with me. I have a place to stay, blah, blah, blah. So I get here, and she's living like hell. I mean, not caring about her dog. Like she's got dog and dog piss and shit stains that I'm still cleaning up. That's, I don't know how long they've been here. And I'm putting myself through some shit because I'm trying to help her. And then she's like battling me. I'm like, I'm just telling you that your dog needs to go out. Can I walk your dog once a day since you won't do it? Don't you walk my dog. But he needs to go out at least once a day. It's a Chihuahua. They have a very small bladder. Like, he needs to go out. What is wrong with you?
That's crazy.
And she got mad at me because I walked her dog one day and didn't tell her. I was like, I didn't tell you because you get mad that I'm caring for an animal. And then, like just recently, she was up and ready to kick me out because I wanted to pay electric. Like, legit. She's like, you can only pay in cash. So I did a little Googling. I mean, not even a lot. Just, can I pay with a credit card, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out there's like 6 different ways to pay for electric, and none of them require leaving your fucking house, except for one. And that's the one she does. Like,
Why?
she'll take 15 steps to avoid one step. I don't know. She's so broken. She's depressed. They got her on the Prozac and the Wellbutrin and one other, which all 3 of them have sodium fluoride, which is a nerve agent, which turns your body off. It turns your brain off. It makes you not feel. And I'm explaining to her the science behind it and how it works. I said, do you know what sarin nerve gas is? She says, no. Are you going to teach me about it? No. You know what sarin nerve gas is. It kills people by turning off their nervous system. Do you know what this chemical compound that makes sarin nerve gas work? No. What is it? It's called sodium fluoride. It's the primary ingredient in all of your antidepressants. And when she doesn't say anything back, that's when I reach her. But then moments later, the demons just grab a hold of her and come up with some bullshit argument. One day I felt bad because she fucking smelled bad. I was like, hey Allison, so the trick I learned to get out of my depression was if I took a shower early in the morning, even if I didn't have anything to do that day, it made me want to go out and do something because I took a shower. It'd be a waste of a shower if I didn't do something with it. You know, so we'd probably take a shower. And her response was, you know, Americans take too many showers. All right, bitch, you stink. Get in the fucking shower. I didn't say that, but that was what I was like. That's your fucking argument? That's Americans take too many showers? I mean, I could pile on, but I'd be just.
So how old is this lady?
I'm trying to give an example. 27.
So she's not an old lady.
No.
Huh.
And I'm 35. Like, I get it, I got a few years on her, but I really don't look at it as, you know, age. I knew these things when I was 12, 13, 14, etc. You know? And I really tried. And now she's like, I'm just going to give you the lease. You could take over the lease. Well, little does she know, the same company that owns this property we're at right now is the one that kicked me out of my other property. They won't give me the lease because I owe them money. But I let her think it because I need some time to get my shit back in order. I got this fucking Uber paying job coming up next. I've been contracting for these other people, trying to work with the cybersecurity command of the country, trying to figure out how to secure things without making it fucking dystopian control. Like, I can't tell them every way to secure things because they'll use them against people. That's where I'm at. I gotta do things to make it safe but also not feed their level of control. Stem the tide, as they say. Are you collecting business supplies without me?
No, I'm just grabbing my, there was a battle cargo thing on my way to the nightclub. I figured I'd grab it, because I was going there anyways.
Alright. When you get there, invite me to the nightclub.
Yeah, well.
I'm still in the bunker, it's far away. But, like, she's just an example. Like, I see it, and I see God speaking to me, like, figure out how to help this girl, and you will figure out how to help them all.
I can
You know
help
what I
you
mean?
help her, dude. It's easy. Very easy. It's all spiritual. So listen, praying first and foremost. Whenever you guys get into an argument, just pray. Pray that it ends. Pray that it stops, and pray that God controls the situation. And watch. As soon as you do that, she'll go right into normal mode, and then you can talk to her. That's what I do every single time me and my girl start to argue, and it works every time.
She was going to some church, but like some of the materials are bullshit. Like once saved, always saved.
The churches
That's one of the
are
materials it says.
yeah. The
I know.
churches are not really there to help.
I know.
They're just there to
But that's what I'm saying.
collect
Like,
a paycheck.
the thing I look at every day to remind me of these people is it says once saved, always saved. That's surrender. That's giving up. That's saying, oh, I was saved once, I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's what that message tells me. And
Well,
that's bullshit. You got to fight every second, every day for your soul. If you
of
don't,
course you do.
you've already lost. You've already
course you
lost
do.
if you don't fight.
Of course, I agree. Another thing you could do is start praying that she can get to a point with God that she doesn't have to take medicine, because God will help her with the chemical imbalances she has. Once you pray these things off, the depression and all that, she doesn't have to take those medicines, because those things are demons. And the medicines are just feeding the demons, okay? Because she's more depressed probably on them, and she doesn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's feeding.
She'll take them.
Yeah, that's feeding
She'll
evil.
sleep all day. She'll get up and be like, oh, I gotta take my medicine. And I'm thinking, maybe this is gonna fucking help. She says it gives her energy from time to time, right? She takes the medicine, goes right back to bed, and is asleep for like 18 fucking hours.
Right. So
I'm like, what the fuck?
So those meds are no good for her.
I know what they do.
She needs to.
I know what they do.
She needs to get off the fucking meds, and she needs to maybe get on some THC, dude, legally.
Oh, bro, I can't
That
even.
will help her.
Dude, I came home smelling like pot one time, right? Because I got the smoke, and she does it. Wait, why are you coughing? It bothers my lungs and my sinuses. Like, no, it fucking doesn't. That's not how it works at all. Not even a little bit. People with asthma can smoke pot.
Right.
Like, why are you lying to me? And she's like, well, I have smoked pot in the past. So you're not even allergic. You liar.
Huh.
You are lying. She told me one time her dog has separation anxiety. First of all, dogs don't have separation anxiety.
Right.
They could have, what is that? Not separation anxiety. No. She said abandonment syndrome. Or abandonment issues. Well, no. Humans have issues because you can identify where they came from. That's when you have an issue, and it's something you look to solve. But a dog can have separation anxiety, which this dog definitely does not. She leaves it in the fucking cage, and like, I go to like, talk to him, play with him. He's normal. He doesn't freak out, doesn't get angry that some stranger is coming and talking and playing with him. If he had separation anxiety, he'd get angry that a stranger was talking to him, right? Because separation anxiety, they latch on to one person and one person only. I know dogs really well. I also have a friend who trained hundreds of dogs. I don't even want to get into that fucking rabbit hole. But I know this. And then, she leaves him in the cage all day. I come home and I go to take him for a walk, and he's so excited that he gets to go for a walk, and his bladder's so full that he piddles a little bit on my shoe. Now I'm mad that he piddled on my shoe, but not at the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I take him out, do the walk, all that, bring him in, put him back in the cage, and I tell her, hey, you know, I went to take your dog for a walk, and he piddled on my shoe. And she's like, oh, he has bladder control issues. No, he fucking doesn't. You left him in the cage for a day. That's why his bladder fucking expanded and pressed out onto my shoe. Like, I should bend you over and slap you on the ass like you're a bad fucking dog, not the dog. You're the one treating him like less than a living thing. Like, how are you kidding me?
Yo, other than taking the antidepressants, is she on drugs?
I don't know.
Come on,
I
bro.
think
You
she
know.
is because no, I'm saying some people are really good at hiding it from me. I don't know how, but they get away with some shit. I swear she's on something. I swear it.
She's probably taking
But
Xanax and shit.
That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. But it's not opiates, because that's something I can spot opiates a mile away now. Because my stepbrother, he was able to hide it for a while, but once we all picked up on it, every sign became really clear. So now I see you from across the street that you're on dope. That you could scratch yourself, and then you scratch yourself. There's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she doesn't do any of the signs of opiates. I'm thinking maybe Xannies, something like that. That's really popular out here because people are afraid to do dope. They're afraid to do meth. They want to be functional, so they want to do something to get high, but they don't want to be a dope head. They don't want to be this. They don't want to be that, so they do these other drugs. Like, it's still fucking your brain up. Just don't do any drugs. Like I smoke pot from time to time because I have major nerve damage in my spine. And that's from a physical effort that I put into something. It's not me from laying around. Like, if you looked at me without me walking, you would think I was in perfect shape. That I could lift things and do, you know, jumping jacks and shit. But as soon as I walk, you could see that there was something wrong on my back.
Yeah,
You're cutting out a little bit.
my bong. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I headed to your nightclub, if you can hear me. And I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Because just talking about her gets me all fucking anxious and stressed out.
Yeah.
You're cutting out still.
Going to smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, me.
Alright. Go do that. I'll see you when you get back.
Alright, see if you can get more people in the club. We'll get some shit going.
It's late already.
Gotta thank you for your patience. Got more notes than a doctor. Plus I never would have made it.
Ha! That's ill.
Back in the box.
So I'm listening to this song, and they keep saying Maranatha, Maranatha, and I was wondering what that meant, so I googled it, and it means Our Lord Cometh, and an expression used by St. Paul at the conclusion of his first epistle to the Corinthians. The word has been used in how do you say that? Anathemizing? Anathemizing? I don't know how you would say that. Anathematizing? It's like anathemizing. That's what it is. I got it. That's what it is. Persons for great crimes, as to say, may the Lord come quickly to take vengeance of thy crimes. What does that even mean? That's confusing.
Give me the first word. The first word you said.
The word is Maranatha. Maranetha. And it makes sense that that's what it is because they're Christian. They're not Christian rappers. They're the same as that 7 dude. They're thrown out of the Christian rap because they're too real for the game.
Marinetha.
Maranatha, yep.
It seems to be a last name as well. I'm not finding
it. It's on freefactfinder.com. So look up Maranatha Free Fact Finder.
Gotta thank you for your patience. Got more notes than a doctor. Plus I never would have made it. I ain't referring to Mobbin. No. What? Maranatha. Gotta thank you for your patience.
Maranetha.
Yeah.
Gotta thank you for your patience.
The Lord coming to church.
Anathema.
Maranatha. Gotta thank you for your patience. Got more notes than a doctor. Plus I never would have made it. I ain't referring to Mobbin. No. In the garden. What we deserve to get pardoned.
Oh, so what they're saying is he's gonna come to take care of the anathema. So it's an anathema of the Lord. Maranatha. Huh. That's dope. All 3 of them say it in the beginning. That's the beginning of the verse for each of them. That's sick.
Maranatha. Gotta thank you for your patience. Got more notes than a doctor. Plus I never would have made it.
Something or someone that is detested or shunned.
Anathema is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
What we deserve to get pardoned. I'm a return to my calling. So the 66 I'm digging in it. Got me whipping in the kitchen with it. You ain't heard a kid spit like this. If you did, then it's been a minute. Yo, I'm finna get him if you didn't ride with me, a bizzle back, then forget it. Get the scissors, cause I'm finna snip them. Anybody with us, cause it benefit them. Let me tell you what the prayer is. What I ask when I pray at night. That he set me on fire when I run a race like Talladega nights. Yo, the Lord has got some great advice. You can listen, be a changed man. Like the day before a major fight. You should probably let him weigh in. Yo, you better listen, ain't no messing with him if you thinking it's a game, fam. Greatest ever, whether dead or living with the letters missing, couldn't hang, man. God exists and it's obvious. It's like John Jones and a steroid test. I'm 99% positive. Go, 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 go.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just you in here for that. I gotta tell this other dude to jump in. Wait.
Dude stands on my character.
Hold on.
In the scriptures there's treasure. When it comes to grace, no mortal man's merit, epic king compared to stand measure. His name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And God is more than just an adjective. His word describes his very nature. Open up the Bible, home and check the narrative.
Alright, whoever, yo, Trigonosis, you in here?
Brings the dead to life like Lazarus. Eternity's his everlasting gift. His crucifixion was the catalyst. And at the cross is where the marriage.
Join the MC, man. I'm trying to send you guys the MC. You guys aren't joining it.
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is the new ark and he's taking passengers. He's the hero that is unsung. I know his grace is a conundrum, but it was finished when the sun hung. And what is finished can't be undone.
Change the voice chat to the club.
When you ain't claim him, boy, he claimed you.
What do you mean change it to a club?
It's all I can hear you.
Nah, don't worry about it. He ain't talking. I just went in the lobby. No one's talking. I don't even think that Trigonosis dude has a mic. He just sent me a message and he said, yup, after I said that.
Beef on the block, Caucasian, we ain't never have a white father. So the young boy on the block get the education and I might holler.
Here he goes, he joined it.
Like 50K, but that bigger soda only $1, that's crazy.
So that the first dude said it. Now I'm gonna play it when the second dude says it. The second dude is Dayton. First dude was bumped. INF. This is Dayton's part.
Maranatha. He repaired the tear and sever. That the fall that caused all along.
No, I'm not tripping. He's saying Maranatha, right?
Yeah, he is.
Alright, cool.
Twice. Very
now
clear.
through his Holy Spirit, we're together. In his presence there's pleasure. In the scriptures there's treasure.
I gotta start the verse over. It's so.
Maranatha. He repaired the tear and sever. That the fall that caused all the loss now through his Holy Spirit, we're together. In his presence there's pleasure. In the scriptures there's treasure. When it comes to grace, no mortal man's merit, epic king compared to their measure. His name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And God is more than just an adjective. His word describes his very nature. Open up the Bible, home and check the narrative. It brings upon us where the famine is. Makes disciples out of savages. Brings the dead to life like Lazarus. Eternity's his everlasting gift. His crucifixion was the catalyst. And at the cross is where the marriage is. My heart was cold as a cadaver is. Till his Holy Spirit lit a match.
No, get inside this one. We got weapon. It's all weaponized. And you guys can hold on to the side, I think, or the back or some shit. I haven't used it like that yet, so see if you can stand. Yeah, you can stand on the side. And that's a grenade launcher, so don't blow us up.
When you ain't claim him, boy, he claimed you to the unfaithful. He's faithful.
Who's in the driver? Who's driving with me? What's his name?
I shot you.
Dude, I was mad far away from it. I don't know how you fell out.
So the young boy on the block get the education and I might holler. So what you want like 50K, but that bigger soda only $1, that's crazy.
That shit looks crazy. You guys look like garbage men with guns.
God over money, y'all looking for it. Everybody
Word.
Everybody got the kilos. Everybody got the AK. No one on the block. You ain't squad only. Everybody skipping legs.
Thought I knocked you off.
Etc. Rose on the third. Everybody else zeros is regular. I can't stand when I hate a fan. Proof when I got a plethora.
Hate that I rap Christ crucified and I still sound
I tried to beep the horn and I dropped a fucking mine. That's fucking great.
But leave me alone, no. Keep talking about the fam to the
That's how you know we're on shit. I can't even beep the horn without killing somebody.
Ready? Oh, there goes.
I dropped them off. Fuck.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna get my truck.
Nah, dude, stay on. That's fucking hilarious. Stay on. Jump on the front part though, not on the back. That dude's saying eat my ass and he's beating that dude up. Kowalski says that on my show. Eat my ass. That's great.
I kind of want somebody to try to fuck with us, man. We're the only ones in this session.
Alright. Don't make me beep the horn. Shut up. Get out of the way. I had a scoop on the front of this, but I figured out it didn't work, so I took it off.
Maybe you gotta lower the ride height? Is there a way to...
Nah, it just doesn't work.
I seen one dude, his shit was like his wheels were covered up with metal.
Yeah, that's what it was like, but it doesn't work. You can't like use it like you can use the Phantom. It doesn't work. Even on the trucks, it's just so stupid. Even on the vans, I mean, not the trucks. Alright, so we gotta search the area for a buyer. What are we looking for? Anybody know?
Yeah, yellow Camacho. It's like a Jeep looking thing. Let's see, yeah. I'm looking all around. They're real high up here. It's actually a really good view. Vehicle. At the left here. Almost got knocked off by a light pole.
That dude's looking over there, so we ain't gotta look over there. Yo, I think I remember where this thing was, kinda. It was in the driveway on the corner last time that I got it. So look on the corner up here. Move it up here. There it is, right there.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm gonna get my truck, because we need a ride.
I got a vehicle for us.
My truck's already on the way.
Oh, cool. Whatever. Yeah, because I couldn't order mine. I think my cool is out right now.
Yeah. I can't beep the horn, so, because I got mines on there. Back to the nightclub?
No. Come over here to the car shop or the vehicle warehouse.
Oh, you disbanded.
Yeah. We gotta start up the Securo serve. Jump in that when I send it to you.
Okay.
Yo, does that girl like to read anything? Is she a reader?
Oh my gosh, she don't fucking read.
No.
I send her short ass articles that break down like the science of her depression, like don't drink any artificial sweeteners because that'll fucking increase your depression. She ain't reading none of it. She don't. I just think she's so far gone. Like it's sad. Like when I met her, I thought she had great potential, that she had the drive, that she just needed help. The one day I was talking with her, she had cut herself, and she's like, "This job makes me cut myself," blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Oh, let's talk about it, let's get together," Nothing. She just did not listen. You did a.
You know what it takes though, is the important parts that you just say, simple little things that make her look at herself. And then when you do that over and over again and still love her throughout all of it, that's what's going to make a difference. So don't criticize her. Don't get on her case. Don't tell her she's wrong. Don't tell her she needs to change. Just little by little point out little things that'll make her more and more as time goes on. How much you're just trying to help and how much you're just trying to do what's right. So when she sees that long period of time, she'll see it.
She's got this whole Japanese culture thing that she's steeped in, that's real heavy.
Yeah.
Like all the wrong, like no honor. She has no honor. Like none of the cultural things, like taking your shoes off at the door has many different things that it does for you and your environment. And like she doesn't do it because it's the honorable thing to do for your home. It leaves the evil spirits at your door. None of those things. She just does it because it's a symbolic thing. Oh, that's what the Japanese do. But yet you let your dog shit and piss around your house. Huh. You know what I mean? Like she's not thinking about why he really wants. She doesn't look past the surface of things. That's the hardest part, is getting her to look past the surface and look a little deeper. But I think it's been... Stop trying to blow the horn.
Yo, did you join the CEO? You gotta join that.
I didn't get an invite yet.
Oh, my bad. Here. It's probably just a maturity thing with her and her dog, dude. She'll get it eventually. Hopefully.
That's all I do. I hope. Pray for her.
Yeah.
Ask for strength. Ask for wisdom. I beg for the words to use to convey good thoughts to her. Every good thing I say to her, she finds a way to make it bad. I'm just like, that's not what I'm saying. You're reading between the lines. I don't speak where there's something between the lines. I never do. I'm 100% all the time. I'm not talking at 80% of what I want to say. I'm talking 100%. You're filling in all these blanks that don't even exist. Like you're ad-libbing shit that doesn't need to be ad-libbed.
That's what people do, man.
Yeah. I'm just learning to solidify my path. Like I know I have a path. I know I'm on it. But it's so wide right now that I got too many lanes to be in. And I'm just trying to find my lane so that I can move forward. Like I'm not involved in watching sports or listen to bullshit. I don't listen to bad music that encourages dumb behavior. I don't numb my brain. If I drink, it's a totally social environment that I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'll have one or two. You know what I mean? Like I'm so strict with my behaviors. Wherever I go, if I can take my shoes off, I do, for all the reasons. not just because I'm trying to show somebody respect, but because I want to leave the filth at the door, metaphorically, spiritually, and physically, all of it. You know,
Yo,
like
don't believe stuff like that when you hear it, because when you believe doctrines like that and it's not backed up by the Bible, that literally makes it so that you're believing in the opposite of what the Bible's saying and you don't even know it. So you got to check everything with the Bible. It's really important to do that, because if you don't do that, you could be welcoming in ideas and ideologies that are BS. And why would you want to do that? You would only want the realest of the real. At least I would.
well, I look at the most successful cultures, the ones that
Yeah, but
still
that's
have
you. That's
love.
trying to guess it on your own. By going, these are successful cultures. This is what I want to do. I'm going to copy them. That's your own little way. And when it's your way, it's not the right way. You got to understand that. The right way, though, is to get sound doctrine and theology, which I can help you with that. I got sound doctrine, sound theology. As a matter of fact, I've been working on it for 10 years, and God's been showing me really what's important to get my ministry in line to where it's not like all these other churches, and it's not the way that they do business, and it's not money driven, and it's not helping the people that really need it. I mean, I really want to help people in every way, shape, or form, and he's been pumping every single day and night to get through to being able to do all this stuff. And my doctrine, dude, is super airtight, especially with the inquiry room thing and leading people slowly into getting saved, instead of just trying to have them shake somebody's hand and then they tell them that their soul is saved and they don't really know that for sure. It's crazy the way it is now, but there's a lot of beliefs that are new age, and they make people think that they're good things because they sound good off the bat, but the Bible clearly states against it. And the people that know the Bible, when they hear those things, they're like, I don't know. They're like, you better check that out. I'm not saying that taking your shoes off is a bad thing, and I'm not saying that it doesn't leave demons. I'm just saying, let's say you wanted to do the research on that simple thing about taking your shoes off. You should ask Google, what does the Bible say about taking your shoes off when you come into a place? And then when you see that and they give you scriptures for that, live by that. And believe me, there is something about everything in the Bible. Anything you could ever think of, it's all in there. It's crazy. It's crazy how much they fit in that little book. The big one, the Apocrypha, is like, mine is like 4 Bibles. It's like 4 of them King James. So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books in there. They usually aren't in there.
I had gotten put in a detention facility because I was with someone who committed a crime like 10 minutes before he was walking with me. And they just was like, it was total misdemeanor, disorderly theft, some bullshit like that. And they let it go after a year. But this fucking judge, who was just, he was ruining young minds. Like, he was one of those ones that he knew what he was doing to young people. He was locking them up for the sake of pissing them off and getting them angry and putting them back out on the street. But while I was in there, I read a considerable amount of the Quran. I read the King James Bible 3 times through and through, because the first time I read it, I found so many lies and inconsistencies and gaps in the story that I had to read it again, thinking, well, maybe I just read it wrong. I read it again. I was like, holy shit.
Well, yo, you did read it wrong. Listen, the way to really read the Bible is to start in Matthew and go all the way to Revelation to the end, and then start in the Testament and go all the way back up to Matthew, and then read Matthew again, and then read it to the end. That's how you're supposed to read the Bible. Nobody really even knows that. And that's the type of stuff that I'll be teaching people, that people need to know. What you need to do is learn the story of Jesus first, and that's in Matthew. Once you do that, it can give you a framework off of everything else. Because the most important part is in Matthew. And that's like a movie. You know how a movie in the prologue shows you the most important part, or the most cinematic part at the beginning of the movie, and then they jump to the regular story. You ever realize that? That's kind of how it should be. That's kind of how it's made. So he starts with Jesus coming and living his life in Matthew. There's a gap where he's born all the way up to where he's 30, and there's no details, but there are scriptures out there about him when he was young, from birth all the way up to 30, but people haven't put them in the canonized versions because they didn't know if they were authentic or not. So if you really want to know, you can go out. There's mad, crazy, different little books put together of scriptures that weren't put in the original canons. And they're crazy, man. I read some of them. There's one where Jesus is the age of my son. He's like 10 years old, right? And he's playing with this kid that's the same age. And they're playing by the roof. So they go up on the roof, and they're still playing, and the little kid falls off the roof and dies. And then Jesus sees from the roof all the townspeople starting to come in, because the little kid just fell off the roof, and they're all like, oh my God. And they're all like, look, Jesus pushed him off the roof. And Jesus is like, no, I didn't push him off the roof. He fell. It was an accident. Watch. And he went, and now picture this, a 10-year-old. He went to the little kid, touched him, brought him back to life. It was like, I didn't push you, did I? He's like, no, you didn't push me, I fell. And the whole town starts to faint and freak out. That was one of the stories, okay? Jesus didn't even know the power that he had, okay? So when you realize that type of stuff and you put it all into perspective and you realize the uncondensed version of the truth, it all makes more sense. It all fits into the puzzle. And a lot of the things you've learned already is just, they pound new age stuff into people's head instead of the truth. If they were to just give you some truth, you would love that way more than the lie. You would love that way more than the imagination, because you would know it's true. It's crazy. They don't want people to know anything. They want people as dumb as possible.
See, that's where, like, my whole life, I knew when I was being told a lie.
Right.
And sometimes I didn't wholly know it, but I suspected it, or I felt I need not to listen to this person. Whatever they just told me, I don't know if it's true or not, but it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't feel right, and I didn't listen to them. And those very people, my stepmother, for example, she finally came about and started to, like, live right, and now she listens to me. I tell her things, and she's like, what? And she goes and she does her research. She's very smart, she's very intelligent, but she's not, like, enlightened. And she'll come back and be like, you were right, oh my God, this is insane. You know, like, she's on the right track.
That's a good thing. You should teach as many people as you can that'll listen.
Look at me, Mama. Printing license plates for a living.
What happened, bud?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you still there?
I'm doing the car thing. I got distracted.
Yeah, you're good. I forget what else I was trying, what other point other than those scriptures that I was trying to explain. The point of what it was. I can't remember though. Hold on. Oh, reading the Bible right and understanding it. Alright, so you read as a child of God, but by the end of it, you want to do the work of the kingdom. And there's a long period within that where you're learning and you're correcting yourself and the Holy Spirit's guiding you and you're going from glory to glory and things are getting better. But they're all a process. All that stuff is a process. And everybody thinks that things are instant, and none of it is instant. So a lot of people are confused about, should I get saved? Should I read the Bible? Should I even start any of it? should I even meditate? Should I even get into anything spiritual? Because I don't want to get into it the wrong way and then be worshiping demons for all I know, like the Catholic Church and all that crazy stuff. People have that mindset, and then they just want to stay away from everything. Don't have that mindset. Just go for what you know and feels right. When it feels right in your heart, it's 90% that it's right. Now there's some times where your heart will fool you, of course, but your gut and your heart work together. All right, so you can, and then another thing is you can use scripture after you get a bad feeling about something to reprove it. So you'll get a bad feeling or a bad vibe about a doctrine or a way somebody's trying to tell you they believe, and if you just use scripture to back it up, there's nothing that you have to worry about because you did it the right way. There's a right way to do everything, and everyone thinks that there's no right way. There is a right way, and the right way is God, Jesus. Jesus is the door to God, okay? Everyone thinks you could just skip Jesus and go straight to God, when it says clearly in the Bible over and over and over again that Jesus is the only way. He is the way, the truth, the light, the only way, the only door. And it says it over and over and over again, how he's the only way to everlasting life, okay? The devil had all of our souls, basically, by having us sin. And Jesus said, over my dead body are you getting all them souls. Basically. And
literally. And
that's what happened. And that's gangster, man. That's as gangster as you can get, in my eyes. And there are a lot of people out here are acting like they're hard or they're gangster or they'll do anything to prove themselves or whatever. When at the end of the day, these people would never sacrifice themselves for somebody else or something else, let alone the whole world of people that they don't even know. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So like they don't have an idea of what gangster is. They couldn't even tell you what it might look like. So that's what I see as gangster. That's gangster. For him to go, I could either be a king or I could die here for everyone right here, right now. And him to have the cojones and him have the furiosity that it takes to make a decision like that and to be that sure about it, that's amazing, bro. That blows my mind. I want to be more like that. I strive to be more like that. And when you're reading the Bible wrong and you don't know anything and nothing's in context, it's very easy for the demons to manipulate your mind to make you think that the Bible's BS. So while you're confused and you're not reading it right and you don't have anybody to talk to about it and you're reading it out of context, there's nobody sitting there telling you what this means and what that means and how it was translated and all that type of stuff. Dude, a lot of people don't know that the Bible, unless you know Greek, a lot of it is going to be very confusing because the Greek language, it's translated differently into English. It doesn't mean the same thing when you translate different words because they have a different way of saying things. So unless you really know Greek, you're not going to get it all anyways. And people think that you should just sit down and read the Bible 24/7. Dude, the Bible is just a reference. The Bible is an instruction book, manual. The Bible is the thing that people go to use pieces and parts of it to prove things and my bad. And to have a foundation. It's a foundational work. And then everything else works off that. God has two different words. His spoken and his written word. His logos and his ramos. Okay? The written word is what's been written through the Spirit. That's already written, that we already know about. That's been documented. And then there's the spoken word, which he's declared already, but it hasn't been written. And his spoken word is what we all get as revelation. All of his saints and prophets and priests and whoever are really of him, all the revelations we get, that is his spoken word that he's speaking right now. That's not documented. So people think that it's just the Bible that people should go off of, and it's not. People should go off every word of God, which is the spoken and written word of God. Some deep shit, right?
Yeah. I'm absorbing it all, man.
This is the type of stuff I'm going to be teaching in the ministry. I just turned 30, dude. I got to get this ministry on the show on the road.
You're on the track. That's the right age.
Oh, yeah. That's when Jesus started ministering. That's when he started going from place to place, doing like, basically they would be like just small groups of people, and they would listen to him minister. He would just sit there and tell them stuff and preach sermons and then go to the next place. And they would know instantly as soon as he walked in there that he was someone special. Said he had a glare in his eyes that people would know when he would walk in, and they would just walk up to him and bow and not say anything and wait for him to say something. That's in one of the little pieces of stuff that I read. And he went all over, man. He went everywhere. And that from 30 all the way until death, that was his ministry. And when I turned 30, I just kept thinking in my head, I'm right on time, man. It's all on God's time. God's time is the best time, not my time. I wanted to do it a lot faster, and I wanted to be a lot farther. But you can't push maturity, man. You can't force it. You can't buy it. It's not something that you can get willingly. It's something that takes time, and there's a process. And he's been working on me with that for 10 years. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I can't handle it. It's not like I feel like I can't handle it. I know I can. It's just God's not going to put me in a position that he doesn't know I'm 110% ready for. So I'm like 100% instead of 110. And I still got that little 10% to get done, and I'll be plotting and planning the ministry until I can get all that done. But the ministry has been going on for 10 years too. I haven't told you that. The ministry is the radio show that I've been doing for 10 years. That's like, it's supposed to be just a cool radio show, but it's a ministry in disguise. So everybody that listens to it, eventually they get led to God just by our attitude and the way, the things we talk about and our belief system and the things that we've learned and the things we share with people and the way that they see us treat people on a daily and how we react to situations. We lead them to God every single day. We lead them away from being racist and being judgmental and all those type of things. People love it. And I thought the whole time it was just a radio show. But God showed me it's been a ministry this whole time. And I've been leading people to God this whole time for 10 years. And I didn't even realize the impact that it had until I started analyzing the analytics of how many people a day, my bad, bud, how many people a day would come to the page on Facebook. And it would be like, it started out with like 100, and then it would be like 500, and then it would be like 1,000, and then it would be like 1,500, then it'd be 2,000. So it peaks out most of the time at about 2,000 a day. So 2,000 a day on Facebook alone. That's not to mention all the other sites that I have, but just Facebook alone, 2,000 people a day look at the content and get pulled in by subscribing and all that stuff, and they start following. And if all those 2,000 people eventually get saved, that's an amazing track record, yo. You're saving 2,000 people a day? Word. That's what we're here for. That you're finally doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know? And when God showed me, I didn't realize. I thought I was just doing what I wanted to do, doing I guess what I thought was right, and he was showing me through the whole time. I was trying to be as modest as I can about it and as humble as I can, but he wanted to show me I can't be. He showed me I can't be too humble. That's another thing. Oh yeah, of course.
But he was testing your humility.
Of course. He knows what I'm about, man. He knows my heart. He ain't gotta question me, man. He knows what's up. I proved myself too many times. It's just like,
if anything, he was getting you to test yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To prove you to you.
Right, because everything has to happen in order to work out, to make sense in my mind. You know what I mean? So everything's just like a little process to understand it. So yeah. it's been a ministry the whole time, but now I'm taking the ministry. It's this season of my life right now is a whole new season. So I've done that secret ministry, that undercover ministry for 10 years, and now I'm about to do the real one. It's gonna be ill. I can't wait. I've been helping dudes like you and people all over the game and other games for a while too. I don't just do... See, when you're really living this thing and you're really on the side for good, you do things every single day to try to help the situation. And once you understand how you can help, that's the best. Because then you could really start putting energy towards something and know it's going to a good cause and it's not being wasted and it's not going to be squandered. Because it's yours, you know what I mean? Nobody can take it from you. And since God saved me, dude, I've been a shining light, dude. Not in a way that I'm interrupting other darkness or whatnot. Like, I'm not stirring up rats' nests to come after me and stuff like that. I'm just being me in my way, helping people that really need it, and I'm not pissing anybody off because I know how to not piss people off and I know how to piss people off. And I would rather help people for a long period of time and save tons of people than to get killed right off the bat doing what I'm doing. So I don't want to stir up a rat's nest and get everyone upset and attack the enemy in a way that I just get snuffed out as quick as possible. No, this is a battle, bro. It's not supposed to be short and swift. I mean, the battles can be short and swift, but the war is what I'm talking about. It's not... This battle is... It goes from battle to battle, but it's a war, man. It's a big war in the long run. And I would just be basically trying to cop out to a quick fight if I wanted to die fast and all that. I used to want to die. I used to not care about life. I used to look at it like, why am I even here? I don't even care. I don't have no destiny. I ain't got no purpose. I don't have any worth. I didn't see myself as anything, man. I didn't see myself as even worthy of God. Like, I thought to myself, if there was a God, he hates my guts and he'll never accept me. And he'll never look at me like I'm worth anything. He'll never love me and teach me and all those things. But then when I started learning more about... Dude, I started learning about God. And then for 10 years, that's how deep God is. I still haven't even gotten to even close to all of it. Because there's so much. And it's that 10 years has been a long, deep journey, yo. And one of the pieces of it is fearing God. Is knowing that God can strike you dead at any moment. And fearing his power and fearing his anger and his wrath. Because when you know that he has a wrath, that's when you awaken to it. Like, if you don't know it, that's one thing. And you're not afraid of it and you don't have any fear. And I'm not... When I say fear, I'm not talking about the fear that... Like, other people... the bad fear. I'm talking about the fear that will basically make it so you fight or you flight. And that type of fear is pretty much what takes everything to the next level. It's like your butterfly effect. Like whenever somebody reaches that point, that's when they hit the next level. But anyways, what was I saying? I'm trying to get back to the point. So the first 10 years, the deepness in it, man, it's crazy. And it's not even close. I haven't even come close to starting to understand it. I mean, I've learned so much, but yet it's so minuscule in the scale of how much there really is there, man. And that's just to show that the Bible isn't everything. His spoken word is his spoken word, and the Bible is everything. And if you don't know his spoken word and you don't even know that there is a spoken word, how can you go off of it? It's hard, man. But yet it's simple at the same time. You just got to seek the kingdom, ask God to lead you, and there ain't nothing to worry about. I used to ask God to show me stuff, but I had a vain heart, and I was self-righteous, and I wanted to be the person who knew things and stuff like that. So when I was in that mode, he used to deceive me on purpose. He used to lead me down trails that were straight BS, just for me to realize in the end I should just trust him. And I feel bad for anybody that doesn't want to believe in the truth, because when you don't want to believe, he'll give you a deep deception. He'll give you what you want.
That's why whenever I ask for something, even though, like in my heart, I feel this is for the world. I need this so I can help the world. I need this so I can do that. I always add the last bit so I can help the world. I'm not trying to get something for myself. Because I'll be honest, the past 3 years have been a amazing, wild ride. Like, I've enjoyed a lot of it. It's been good. It's been rewarding. I have a nice car now. Not so much that, like, a nice car so everybody knows I have a nice car. It's a nice car because it doesn't hurt my back when I sit in it. It handles properly so I can drive safely. If I ever drive someone, I can get them safely where they need to go. That's why I like having a nice car. It operates properly. If something breaks, I'm going to get it fixed proper.
Yeah, but that's all about being real, because real people care about real things, and the fake people are always trying to do better and always trying to make it like they're better than someone else, and they're always trying to make it like they're always trying to make it like they can do a better job.
Like I said, like I do it because other people need me to do it,
and you just
not
don't.
because I want it.
And I always used to think you should be super conscious of that, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be super conscious of the fact that you look at it a different way, because you got to realize that there's not many people that think that way, and you're just special. You're different, and when you realize that, that's for real, man. That's good stuff to realize. It warms your heart to know that not everybody is the same as you. Very rare, you know. We are very rare, I'm telling you. I don't know if it's just 144,000, like I was telling about the Bible prophecy, or it's more than that. I don't know. It doesn't say, but I would guess that.
We know that they've shrunk numbers and expanded numbers. Like they say people live till 60 years old 10,000 years ago. Well, it turns out they may have lived to 600 years old. That the really tall people were really smart, and when they meant tall, it must have been, 6 foot. No, they might have been 60 feet tall. Like, there's statues of people that are very old.
Well, those are giants. Do you know about the giants? Do you know anything about giants? Genesis 6. If you go into the Bible in Genesis 6, it talks all about about giants, and talks about the Nephilim, which are the fallen angels that mated with women and that bore mighty men of renown, like heroes, like Hercules.
Yeah.
Like
I know about Nephilim, but vaguely. I don't have enough information. I only know.
Dude, do some research on the Nephilim. Your mind will blow up, dude. There's tons of Nephilim stuff. They're fallen angels.
It's crazy. A few days ago, I was just looking up Nephilim for whatever reason.
Nice.
And now we're talking about it. Like I said, I'm on the path. It's not clear enough yet.
Oh, it's gonna get a lot clearer. I got you. Yeah, but bro, you gotta understand it. I've been on this path for 10 years. Yeah, I'm here to help you.
I'm saying. That's why we're talking.
Yeah, I'm here to
We're not talking because of a coincidence. We didn't run into each other. God slammed us into each other.
Amen.
Stuck us in an elevator, you know what I mean?
Right. And I agree. And I'm grateful for it, because in the end, we both benefit. That's how God works. That's God's plan.
Is that your yacht out there?
Oh yeah, you want to check it out?
Yeah, I don't get much time on the yacht. It's too much money right now. I'm working on the Deluxo. I really want the Deluxo. I'm a huge fan of the DeLorean. You know what I mean?
I got the Deluxo. You want to drive it?
It would take me too long to figure out how to drive it properly.
Nah, you'll be alright.
That chopper, though, I want to fly that chopper more. I know that. I'm on a jet ski headed out to your, well, I was until low tide came in. What the fuck? Low tide just beached my jet ski I got on. Oh, man.
Now,
Oh,
yo.
that's fucked up. It says, you know, it says speedophile
Yeah.
on the jet ski.
Yeah.
You take the S off and it says pedophile. With
Right.
2 E's. Wow. Sometimes rock stars swear. Creepy motherfucker. Like on one hand, I know they're making fun of these people, but on the other hand, it's too obscure for most people to realize they're getting made fun of.
They're only talking to a select handful of people that know what's going on, bro. And they know that, and they're just, it's an Easter egg thing for them. It's not a thing where they're trying to tell us. It's a thing where they're winking at us.
With one eye.
Yeah. With their brown eye.
Yeah.
You're giving us a brown eye wink.
Yo.
Someone said yo in the chat. Hold on, let me see. It's probably PewDiePie.
They probably heard brown eye and started giggling.
Word.
How is it raining when my head is covered with... Can't be raining that hard. They fucked up.
You wanna play dog and trying to get some money and grind. Hey. Add me same name as channel. Okay.
Yo, that stream from earlier was 5 hours long.
Wow. I've been on this game most of the day. Like I said, I just wanted to turn off and get my head straight, and then you showed up and yeah, I got my head straight.
Word. That's a good thing. Man, I just paid $20,000 for my fucking utilities. Damn.
Like, they make it so you can't just dick around in the game for too long. You gotta go out and do something.
Dude, I just made $1 million and I'm already down 200 grand because I bought some supplies and then they just took that 20 grand from me.
Yeah, I'm at 1.4. I need another million to get a deluxe.
Which don't make sense when I just said it like that, but believe me, it's like 200 grand. I had like 900 something.
I added you.
Close to $1 million. Yeah, Bori, I got your ad. I got you. I'll add you in a second.
Okay.
How old are you, dude? Are you a squeaker?
I ain't heard that expression in a while.
Oh, he ain't answering.
You already know. You got an invite for me?
No.
Do you promise? He said no. I said, do you promise?
Should we drop steady?
An invite for what? The inside of the yacht? You ain't going in yet?
Yes.
No, for the... What are you, CEO, or... Oh, you dropped the order.
No, you don't gotta join anything. Just follow me. How old are you, kid? Swarm pig?
I'm a voice cracker sometimes.
He says I'm a voice cracker sometimes. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, he's 14 or 15.
Voice
He's
cracker.
still going through puberty.
You going through puberty, dude? Cracking your voice? Getting cracked out?
I invited you to the yacht. And I'm in. Yeah, I haven't been inside. What? It's orange.
Yeah, take an orange.
M13 and yeah, okay, it's difficult. Emoji wide smile.
Now that plate has a cult meaning too. With the gap in it.
What about it?
It has a cult meaning. I forget what it means or where it's from. But it's old. I said there's hidden shit all through this game.
Oh yeah. That's what we should start making videos about. And putting them on my channel.
Mutual Insurance. How can we help you? I'm sorry I couldn't help.
That's one subject.
So am I approved.
Here's the
You want another
elephants that hold the tails with their trunks. That's another occult. Wow, they really hit it on this one. 5 candlesticks, that's a cult. There's a magazine here, it says Vain. That's obvious though. Way too obvious. There's an obelisk in here, an Egyptian obelisk.
Sure, but if you sound like you're from Moochkin land, I might have to mute you.
Emblem.
Okay.
Wow.
Fucking dude said, so am I approved? I said, sure, but if you sound like you're from Munchkin land,
LOL.
I might have to mute you.
Really?
He said, okay. That's fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. All these people that are asleep are Alice in Wonderland.
This vase has 2 angels. One is licking the face of the other.
What?
And another obelisk in the room.
How come I can't read the titles on these books? I bet you that they say something.
Obelisk.
It looks like they say something.
Where are you at? Let me see. All the ones I've looked at have titles on them I can read.
No, not the big words. There's books with little words on them where I'm looking at. They kind of look like Bibles. This one looks like a Bible. Huh.
This one I think I'm in the room with you. I'm in a different room. Where the hell are you? There you are. Was up here?
Hello.
I got a surprise for you, dude.
That's a hell of a bar.
Come over here. I got a surprise for you.
Coming.
Oh,
what is that?
What?
What is she doing? Where did you? That's the biggest set of rack I've ever seen. And that ass though. She got wrinkle marks. Her cheeks is wrinkly. And she's stripped. And she's stripped.
Take a seat, dude. That's for you.
Oh, let me sit. Aw.
You can't sit.
I couldn't sit at that chair.
Nah, you gotta go up to her and she'll ask you if you want a lap dance, and you say yeah.
Hey, baby.
You press right on the directional. Walk up to her.
I think it's only for you.
Nah, walk up to her. You got it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, she's here for you, dog. She's here to serve you. Hey, me. Your name is the one that's gonna be on their seat, my dude.
That is the fakest tan too.
Spray tan and shit. We got orchids in this room.
Yeah, that's occult.
Super occult.
Orchids. What do orchids represent?
Let me look that up. Hold on. Alright, so we're talking about the symbolism of orchids. Orchids, flower, meaning and symbolism. A really interesting read. Have you ever wondered what an orchid stands for? It's a beautiful and popular flower that has many meanings, and that's exactly what this article is all about. Have a look. Unlike most flowers have that round-shaped petal, orchids have petals in geometrical shapes. No wonder these beautiful flowers are used to convey special messages. So what all things do orchids represent? If you are an orchid lover, you'll be glad to learn that these exotic flowers are a symbol of love, beauty, and innocence in most cultures around the world. Here's more about the symbolism of the orchid flower. The word orchid is derived from the Greek word orsis, which is orchis, which means testicles, and the name originates from the shape of the root tubers of the plant. It's sex cult stuff, is what it is. It is due to the reason that orchids have been associated with sexuality in many cultures. So yeah, it's a sex cult thing. That's why they worship the phallus, which is the obelisk that you were talking about. And they have obelisks all over the world, and that's the phallic symbol.
Acupuncture for the planet. They believe that if they put obelisks in certain places, that'll put pressure on the ley lines or the magic lines and force the planet to operate in a certain way, like they're...
Well, what they're doing is there is ley lines, and it's not acupuncture. That's just a stupid thing that they tell people to get them confused about what they're really doing. There are ley lines, but these are energetic ley lines. And these energetic ley lines are where how demons and spiritual energy operate. There's 4 winds of the earth. And those 4 winds of the earth operate through those lines of longitude, latitude in the ley lines. Okay? So when they put an obelisk on the ley line, they're doing that when 2 ley lines converge, where there's a certain point of power. Because when 2 converge...
vertex.
So when they do that, then they use that power and use it with ritual to summon demons, to transport demons, to have the places controlled by demons wherever they put these obelisks. and they give them more and more power every single time they do another ritual. So, and this has been going on since 1776. So, we're in deep.
If I sing into the shower, I get RP.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
That's ridiculous. This is the first I'm hearing of it. What do I sing?
I don't know. Sing, oh, Black Betty, bam, bam, oh, that. I don't fucking know.
Bam, bam, Black Betty going wild. Bam, bam, Black Betty going wild. Bam, it's not working. I know they gotta have a specific song they want you to sing. They hit certain notes.
No.
I wonder what song. They got it because Black Betty didn't work. I tried it, didn't go up even a little bit, and I'm a pretty good singer.
Dude, nah, it's just whenever you're talking, it does that with me. Whenever whatever you say, you could say anything and it'll go up. But
it's not going up.
I think because your mic isn't, something's wrong with your mic. Unplug your mic and plug it back in.
Whoa, Black Betty, I am what I am. Whoa, Black. It's not working now.
Really?
I feel silly. Hey, I'm curious.
It works
Can you
for
see me in the shower?
Nah, it's locked.
Ah.
Oh.
Because my player's kind of hot.
Well, yo, hold on. I'm try it again.
Go in there.
No. Oh yeah, go in. I'll go in there. Go ahead.
Hey, because my player's hot. Oh, won't let me get in the shower.
You just took a shower. That's probably why.
Are you trying?
It'll only let you when you walk out. Probably walk out.
Well, let's double prove it. If you walk out and I can take a shower, then we know it's not because I just took a shower. Yep, it'll let me take a shower, but it was because you were
and it locks, right?
Okay, let's see. Try getting in.
Yeah, it's not letting me in.
I wanted to show you your tattoo.
I wonder if you try to keep the door like kind of open. Try to do it when it does that. So come out to shower.
Like wedged?
Yeah.
Getting out. Alright, I'm out the shower. I'm in the way of the door. Go ahead. Alright, you got it wedged?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, they slick.
Doesn't work?
No.
Oh.
Let me change your... I got some wild styles here.
I wonder if I like open it all the way and stand on the other side of it, like right here.
Look at her tattoos. This is the most like not obnoxious thing I can get her to wear. On her back, she's got "Watch Your Step" with the snake, like "Don't tread on me." On her chest, she's got "Dead Men Tell No Tales." She's got money on her right arm, honor on her left arm. She's got the Jolly Roger on her stomach. She's got the
Why do you got a
ace
chick?
with a gun on her leg. Because I'm not gonna stare at a dude all day.
Come on, bro. They're supposed to make it like you. Stare at a dude all day. That sounds so stupid. It sounds like some homophobic shit, bro. Come on, jump in the shower. Try to jump in while I got the door like this. You fucked it up. Hold on.
No, it wasn't open.
To me it was.
It's like a different...
Go ahead.
It won't.
No?
I can't get it through.
That's so weird. Alright, whatever. It's not that important. I was just curious.
Me too. I want to know what they was doing there. Because she was wearing something she don't normally wear in the shower. So I was like, wow, this is a little different.
You got yourself a little makeup room over here? That's just for you, obviously.
Knocked you out of the way. Like, got to the makeup.
What books do we got over here? We got Bruce Wright, Bloody Cannon. Funny. Self-help for women.
Yeah. There's a magazine over here.
Yo,
It
hold
says,
on a
"I
second,
quit
dude.
acting."
This looks like... Dude, this is fucking creepier, yo. Remember how I told you that Red Dead Redemption thing on the social club? About the fires in California looking type shit? Like red...
Oh yeah.
Dude, look at the fucking book, bro. Look at the fucking title and like the back and shit. How it's like fire and smoke and mountains, dude. The fuck? That's creep. I've never seen that there, dude. They just put that there.
The back.
They just put that there. I've never seen that there. That's not mine.
You're getting close. I should be able to.
We could both get in bed, I think, in this big ass bed. It's funny. Because we lay on each side and just look at each other. It looks so funny.
The book on the back, if you zoom in, it says, "Once open, it's hard to resist." And then at the second quote says, "Bloody good read." Third. Started off as a up with the horrific. Man, that actually says something. It's not some blurry text. It actually says shit. I just have trouble reading it.
Yeah, it's like they purposely make it so that you can't read it. Just like
just
these hieroglyphics. When I walk up on it and try to look at it close up, it looks mad blurry. But then when I walk back, I could see it way better.
Well, look at this vase. It looks like the angel's kissing the other angel, but he's licking her face. That's a tongue stuck out. That's not a kiss. That's a tongue. And it's like Roman style.
That's like pedophile shit right there, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's just pedophilia is what I was riding to get here.
Right. Oh, someone's buzzing my yacht door. Who's buzzing?
There's 5 candlesticks there.
Oh, I gotta add Boris. I forgot. Hold on. Hey, bud.
Oh, ain't he dressed for business?
Huh?
Where's your tie? Your flag of superiority. You know what the tie has a representation of the pyramid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sex cult relation thing. It's something along like the pyramid pointing down is telling you where to put it, if you will. The one on your neck is a symbol of power. The knot, depending on how you tie it, shows your level of sophistication, the color you use, the pattern, everything. Like if you see somebody wearing a tie with like a funny thing on it, they don't have a clue. They're just wearing a tie because they have to wear a tie.
Right.
And sometimes those who wear funny things on it are doing it to mock those who think it's important to dress that way. Now this guy's in his boxers. Great. Get away from me.
Yo, we got a lot of people on the feed tonight. Everybody that's watching right now, do me a favor and like the stream so it goes out to more people. Sub if you want. Leave a comment. The robot says funny shit, or whatever you say in the comments, the robot says it in a funny voice in the video, so you guys can do that. Just don't bombard it.
I did it.
Don't bombard it with crazy shit.
Is that a real domain? There's a book here with $times4. There's $.com. I'm about to go to that domain in my protected browser.
Did you know that the $sign is only used in America, and it's actually an ancient hieroglyphic sign that means, let me tell you exactly what it means so I don't screw it up. I just learned it tonight.
No, it's not a real domain because it comes up as %24. I thought I was gonna find something. Tagging the Wood. That's another book up here. Johnny Tong. Rigid Dynamics. Pattern.
Primarily indicate use the currency of the symbol.
Why is this word? Why are the words like they're in a mirror? The book's right in front of me. I'm not looking at it in a mirror, but it's reflective. Something patterns. Geometric patterns. And it's written backwards. Wow. That's gematria. Sacred geometry.
Can I join your party or
Scour
no?
this yacht for days and not find everything.
And the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. As I mention all the time on this channel, symbols and signs are things that we don't pick up on because we were not taught or trained to use our mind.
This is about the dollar sign, guys, by the way.
That's why they get us at a young age. They get us in the school system.
Can
they indoctrinate
you
us with lies and tall tales about the history of the world. And they waste our time for years and years and years as our brain is developing. And then when the brain is pretty much fully developed, they throw us out of the school system and people just walk around the rest of their lives like zombies walking into things. But symbols and signs do rule and control the world. And there's symbols that I've exposed in this channel before. You can check out my playlist on, on the symbols that I've exposed. It's important to know these things, but we have to think this way. We have to ask questions. And this is probably a question that nobody out there's probably ever even thought about asking. What about the origins of the dollar sign, right? Where did this come from? Why is it there, right? Think about it. Just another symbol that we all know. It's on our computer, on the 4 key. It's the symbol used to show a dollar amount. It's a symbol that, as most of these symbols, or I should say all of these symbols, goes back to the occult. It connects to Satanism. It connects to Freemasonry. Now, the letter S, which people should know, is used all the time as a disguise. They disguise and use the S because the S really represents Satan, and the S represents and looks like the serpent. That's why the American...
Make your Orlando vacation even more memorable with your Orlando Magic and
the Medical Association has the serpent wrapped around. Nobody asks questions why there be a snake representing the American Medical Association. Also things like Superman, right? If you look closely, you can see that it's actually made to be a serpent. You can see the eye at the top. That is true. And if you're somebody who loves Superman, well, guess what?
What's up, bud?
That's what that letter is there for.
Join the
it's
party
all
that
about
I'm
the
in.
occult. All
I
of
just
this
joined
stuff
your
ties
party,
back,
but
including
I meant to send you an invite to the party that we're in. I'm going to go back to the party. Just go into parties and you'll see it. It's called Truth's Party, I think. Alright, my bad. I had to tell that dude to come in here.
Symbol, the dollar sign. Now, let's start with the basics of the dollar sign. The dollar sign has the S with 1 or 2 lines going through it. Now, the 2 lines going through it represents the Pillars of Hercules. If you look at this photo,
what's up, bud?
you can see the two pillars,
I feel like if you
and then you can see what it looks like, an S wrapped
around
around it. Now,
haven't
why
yet.
is that, and what does that relate to?
feel like
Well,
if
I
Father,
think
how do you
it's
know
private.
that the pillars are representative of Freemasonry.
You know what I mean? Like,
In Freemasonry, the pillars, which they call Joshin
Yo,
and
change the
Boaz,
settings to the party and make it
represent
open.
the Brotherhood's most recognizable symbol, other than the black and white checkered floors that we always see. The concept of the twin pillars is standing at the gates of sacred places, can be traced back to ancient civilizations. The
Trinoi.
symbol of the twin pillars have, according to them, guarded the gateways to holy places and mysterious realms. They mark the passage towards the unknown and the otherworldly. In ancient Greece, the Pillars of Hercules was the phrase that was applied to the flank of the entrance to the Strait of Gibraltar. The northern pillar is the Rock of Gibraltar in the British territory of Gibraltar. So you see the pillars, right? We see how Masonry is tied into all of this. Masonry, Freemasonry. Every town has a Freemason lodge. Nobody asks why or what they do or who funds it. Nobody cares because it doesn't affect their day-to-day life. But if people actually would snap out of the trance,
Still don't try to envy me.
so you see this symbol and how it relates.
It
also
still won't let him in
is
even though
used
it's
in
public.
Wicca,
That's fucking
and
funny.
it's called the Scourge. Not to be confused with Scrooge, but the Scourge, which means whipped. And you can see that this is a basic symbol used in witchcraft, that the Wiccans use it, but they all tie in to the same thing. These people are all worshippers or all followers of the occult practices. These people who deny Jesus Christ, who go out of their way to inflict spiritual warfare on Christians. This is the stuff that's going on. These are the things that...
Alright, what you gotta do, bro, is leave the party that you're in. So go to leave party, and then I'm gonna send you the invite to the party. Alright. I'm back. I had to leave real quick.
These symbols, which they give dual meaning to, right? I've talked about the peace sign. And people still fight me on that because, oh, I grew up in the 70s, and to us it didn't mean that, or the 60s. It didn't mean what you're saying it means. It meant this to us. Well, I'm telling you what it means, okay? Just because they give these symbols dual meanings for a reason, so they can get away with flashing it in our faces, and if somebody calls them out, they could call you crazy and say it means this when it really means that. The peace sign represents Jesus upside down on the cross with his arms dragged down. When they are indoctrinated in Satanism, or I should say broken down, right? Snapped down. When they're indoctrinated in Satanism, these people are given a wheel in which they denounce Jesus Christ. That's what the symbol represents. So why celebrities are always wearing it and flashing it, not because they care about world peace, for crying out loud. But nobody asks those things. Nobody thinks about that stuff. And when it has dual meaning, it's easy for them to just call you crazy. And then all you really have to do is just look into the origins of these things. Think about all the symbols in our day-to-day life. We see the lightning bolt all the time, right? I talk about what that means. It's pretty easy to figure out what it means. You know, it's Lucifer's fall. We see other symbols that are constantly being used. This is how, not only they communicate, this is how they indoctrinate. So the dollar sign, which is a symbol that nobody talks about and nobody thinks about, but I just wanted to show you, again, just like the American Medical Association, which I've discussed and talked about earlier on when my channel
Guys, I'll be right
started.
back. I gotta
Saying, you know,
ask the other dude that's in here if he's gonna fuck with us. I'll be right back. Alright, SBS or SB Snake. You there? SB Snake and Sonics, or Son and XL. You there? I'm watching you guys right now, man. Put your mic on. I gotta ask you something. This is God. I'm watching you. Yeah, beep your horn. Crash into that car again. Take a left. Beep again. Both you guys give me the middle finger if you're not gonna fuck with us when we move our stuff. Alright, I believe you.
He's sober now.
What are you laughing at?
She got so drunk and high she passed out. I'm on the deck now.
we were like, oh, is she going? And then she passed out.
And then, wow, hit the deck.
I'm watching these two dudes that are in the lobby on my TV, and I asked them if they were gonna fuck with me, and they didn't have mics to say anything, so I said, give me the middle finger if you're gonna leave us alone. And then dude gave me a middle finger knowing I was watching him on the TV. It's so funny. I did it on the live stream.
Vehicle, so they're doing popularity missions for the nightclub. So
oh, you're watching the stream right now?
No, I'm looking at the map.
Oh. Yeah, if you're watching the stream,
Mr.
you can see they're driving a piss.
Still winning. I buzzed you, so I need to get in.
I got you. We're about to leave here in a minute.
Well, hold on, let me do something. I know. Me and this other guy know a great way to get out. We're just doing it.
Just get really drunk. Right out the door you go.
Hold on. Yo, what's up, Medusa? I'm gonna call her Malud. Why does she sound French?
She is French.
She's like, hello. She is? Oh.
Yeah, she's major French.
No, no, I cannot leave the yacht yet. No!
What
Look
are you
at how
trying
like
to
one
do?
sit, that's not good.
Did you ever get in this hot tub? Put you down to your skivvies.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work for me this time.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Here, let me change the settings. I think I changed them. Yeah, it was changed. I never changed it.
There you go.
Changed by itself.
Oh, see, that's what she had on in the shower. Where did she get that? Where did she get those clothes? I didn't give her those clothes. She don't have those.
Why do I have like shorts that go all the way up to like my thighs?
You got some short shorts, dude. Who's got short
I got the
shorts?
volleyball shorts.
Yeah,
I got
word.
the volleyball shorts. Let's
You never
play
seen that
volleyball.
commercial? We got short shorts.
What's that, a
That
Venus
was from
commercial?
the 90s, dude.
Yeah, I've never seen that commercial.
Yeah.
That's a Nair commercial.
I'm gonna
That's
play.
Nair.
I'm gonna play that shit right now. It's such a funny, stupid shit. It's so stupid.
Who's got short shorts? Who's got short shorts?
No, I don't want to fly. I want to get in the. Someone's freaking in the driver's seat.
I got this. I'm an excellent pilot. As a matter of fact, I'm the company pilot.
It's from the 70s. It says 1985. It said the 70s, and then it said there is a Nair ad from the 70s, and there's one from the 80s. There's one from the 70s, and then there's one from 85. I'm gonna play the one from 85.
Let's drink some champagne. It looks like Jello.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Oh wow. Get in the chopper.
I'm looking at these bitches in short shorts shaking their ass.
Legs like smoother, longer than shavings. Cotton rubbed on both legs proves it.
Squiggling my Jello around.
Nair with baby oil.
I don't know, I'm too into this commercial. Hold on.
Damn, this chopper rises quick.
Yeah, it's good.
It goes up real fast. I like this chopper.
I'm just drinking champagne back here. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you are.
It's not a combat chopper, but it does its job. It's fast. And
here, go to that place. It's right down there.
Whoa. 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 Why you slithering like a snake? Whoa.
In 1966,
Whoa,
Time
why you
Magazine
slithering
ran
like
a
a
cover
snake,
story
bro?
asking, "Is God
Why
dead?"
you look like a
The
snake,
cover
bro?
reflected the
Calm
fact
down, bro.
that many people had accepted the cultural narrative that God is obsolete. That as science progresses, there's
I'm
less
good enough to
need
get
for
one
a
more
God
shot,
to
bro.
explain the universe.
Hold on.
It turns
Where's the
out
cup? Alright,
that the
full bottle,
rumors of
eat
God's
it.
death were
I just drank the
premature.
full bottle.
In fact, perhaps the best
You want to open
arguments
that
for
up?
his existence come
Alright, let's get
from,
out
of
of here.
all places,
I
science
see you get
itself.
out. Yeah, he's drunk as shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Get out the plane. I'm gonna fly this. Get out the plane. Get out the plane. Why the hell my head's so big I look like Wario?
Given the
Hey, you stop the car. Stop the car.
By 24 zeros.
Get out the plane now, sir. Hey, you get out the plane.
It's not your plane.
This is my plane. I don't know what you're talking about. It's my big Waldo fat worm plane.
That the search
Let me,
hey,
you. Let me get in the plane. Let me get in the plane.
I don't know what you're talking about. Project launched in 1960.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I got my license right here.
With a vast radio telescopic network,
I got a license.
Listen for signals that resemble
He looks exactly like you're talking to, man. That's funny.
The silence from the universe.
What do you mean exactly like I don't know what you're talking about. Whoa, chillax. Chillax, bro.
Followed by an infinite number of zeros.
I'm causing a traffic jam out here, boss.
The universe increased.
Nah, bro, let me fly. Let me fly. I got this, bro. Call me Stevie Bobs.
Get in the back.
No. Yeah, let me fly. I want to fly. Oh my god.
Which meant
you almost fell over when you kicked the chopper.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Hey, look. Oh, hold on. Look. You're lucky I can't stand right now. I'll beat you up.
Whoa.
You're lucky my head, dude, my head looks like a big old fat watermelon. Whatever, I'll get in the back and get some more. Get me back here, get my finger down. Get me back here.
Today, there are more than 200 known parameters necessary for a planet to support life.
Give me an invite,
Every
Mr. Winning.
single one of which must be
Alright, let me pour it to the... Oh man, there's no bottle?
I'm gonna send it to you when I start it up. We're going to the next spot. Go to
Jupiter
the
nearby.
nightclub.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh my god, bro. I think I'm in the ocean. Oh my god, bro. Why you moving like a snake over here?
Simply put, the odds
Oh,
against
bro.
life
I'm like
in the
half
universe
that
are
bottle down. I'm
astonishing.
surprised you still got a bottle.
Yet, here we are, not only existing, but talking
Yeah,
about existing. What can I count for?
Mr-stillwinning.
Can
If you
everyone
see
of
your
those
bottle
equal?
like halfway almost done, just know that's definitely not me.
Right.
I'm gonna go back to drinking. Alright, I'm gonna pour in this bottle right here.
That's right, we're going down the elevator. That should be fun.
Mr.
Oh,
Corey.
god damn it, I haven't even
Drop
started
your
yet.
organization so he can invite
Dumb
you.
ball of dumb?
Ready.
Go to my organization.
Okay, let's
Yeah, drop your organization so he can invite you when we're ready.
let's go, Rush. Oh yeah.
Where? I'm too drugs.
I don't remember anything besides this point.
Oh, here it is. There's my.
We get to touch a grip of nipple, and I think that's all that really matters. Can I jump off here? No, I can't.
Yeah, it's not letting me put a marker on it. It's called clap cheeks, not ink. It's not clap the cheeks like ink.
No, I mean leave your organization. By drop, I mean leave.
Nothing
what?
Like going deeper and darker into.
Leave your organization.
Oh god damn it.
Leave it.
Okay. I changed my mic.
How do I do that?
Changed my. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm drunk as fuck. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you're level 28.
It's so hard.
Oh, I bet you it was the barrels.
Still good. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm on that guy, bro. Oh my god, dude. Why are you moving like a snake, bro? Whoa, what's wrong with these buildings, dude? They be looking like a snake. What the heck? They be looking like one of those things outside the car show. Oh my god, bro. I'll get myself into a little bit more champagne.
That's so funny. You knew that was a Nair commercial, dude. He said Venus.
I have a photographic memory.
And then he said Nair. That's so fucking funny.
I have a photographic memory. Because Venus actually used that song in one of her commercials.
Alright, bro. Where we going? Oh, it's your DJ, bro? You gonna get some wood-scoons in here?
As a former CIA operations officer is saying that our 1,000 bases overseas are not there for
just
national
land,
defense.
dude. What are you
They're there
doing?
to serve as lily pads for the
smuggling
of guns, gold,
drunk?
cash, drugs, and small children.
We're talking in international child enslavement and sex.
Oh yeah, bro. Let's get this party started, dude. Oh yeah.
Trafficking rings.
Where we going for the club? Where we going for the club? Hey, where you going? Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out. Look, let me run. Look at the way I run. Dons. Oh, I'm good. Oh, dude, I'm walking amazing. Yo, what's up, kids? How you doing? Let's get this party started, dude. Yo, bro, you got a big old fat head. Whoa, 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 I'm shaking.
Don't risk exposing the Luciferian pedophile network, and by extension, CIA's MK Ultra, child trafficking organisation.
I had to mute that kid. He's kind of annoying.
Is a single integrated world operation coordinated by the CIA. I don't see why it's so hard to believe that the CIA is behind child trafficking. How is it so hard when it's documented they're behind drugs and guns?
What we're not at yet is people realizing that it includes satanic rituals, the murder of children, the drinking of blood. That's the final veil.
Many people have come out claiming to have been involved in a worldwide child trafficking and drug
smuggling ring,
which implicates the American intelligence agency, the CIA.
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time.
However, it isn't only the CIA. It implicates a worldwide Luciferian satanic network which traffic children for satanic ritual abuse purposes. In this video, we will take a look at the conspiracy of the worldwide child trafficking network, which uses intelligence agencies along with organizations and corporations to traffic children for many different disturbing purposes. MK Ultra is a code name given to a program of illegal experiments on human subjects designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency. The experiments on humans were intended to identify and develop drugs and procedures to be used in interrogations and torture in order to weaken the individual.
Yo, we're gonna do some nightclub missions, dude. Tell that dude to join the nightclub and join the MC.
LSD to discover if it had any mind control properties.
You need me in the nightclub because that red team's over here blowing some shit up, doing something.
Super soldiers to the military. MK Ultra was developed with the help of Nazi scientists. During the Holocaust, Nazi scientists studied trauma-based mind control. They studied previous civilizations' research on trauma-based mind control. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, they documented how trauma could be used as a basis for mind control.
I told you to retire from your organization.
Multiple personalities. The book described using a combination of rituals, torture,
so hold the big black button down. It brings up that menu.
Hypnotism. This is to cause trauma and ultimately
then you go into that menu, and at the bottom it should say retire or disband.
Egyptian rebirth ritual in which I was placed in a grave over a decomposed body while the Book of the Dead was chanted.
I looked in the grave and there was a partially decomposed, there was a body of a partially decomposed, light-haired person. It was shoulder length.
How about this? You follow us, we'll cover you. You just be a warm body on the team, we get more supplies, we'll cover you. You're still low level, people are going to target you.
They had
be a distraction for other people. If they start messing with us, just get out in the open, we'll shoot them in the face.
And lowered me down into a very deep hole. They laid me face up.
Did you tell that dude to join the MC?
On top of the partially decomposed body. They were dressed in robes.
Hey, go on your cell phone.
Naked. I have a very clear memory of being lowered down and them. It wasn't quite. I can see their. I can see light.
Yeah, go on your cell phone.
The silhouettes of them. So it must have been not too
hit
dark.
X,
or it's a full
and then
moon,
hit X
something
twice
like that.
more.
And they're chanting to their pagan gods. And this is a rebirth ceremony. The thing, the decomposed body inside is called a ghoul. I was told that it would come to life once the lid was closed or once I was in there.
I'd like you to get out of there.
I believed the thing was going to come to life. They put the lid on top and it went completely dark.
It's an expensive aircraft. It costs us a lot of money.
And I thought this thing was then grabbing me and suffocating me.
Hey, so red team's getting kind of close. Start that mission.
Screaming as much as an 8-year-old could scream, as loud as I could scream.
Get in the back and
I was
don't
screaming
drink.
for God. I was screaming, Jesus help
Get
me.
inside. No drinking.
Terrified beyond words.
Oh my fucking God, it's peace.
And I exhausted all the oxygen in there. They left me in there too long.
Yo, tell him to join the lobby and to join the MC. I think I muted that kid too. He's a little kid. Oh, they're playing Fortnite. What's up with all these Fortnite kids coming in here right now? Get out of here.
Dr. Joseph Mengele at Auschwitz perfected how to use trauma and trauma-based mind control. He carried out various different experiments on children. He discovered if somebody is about to die and they are rescued by their programmer, they will trauma bond with that programmer. He learned how to trauma bond his victims to him. They would refer to him as Papa. This is a technique programmers use. First, they start with love bonding and follow up with
can't get any of those
This
damn
is to
things
shatter
done.
the mind. His methods researched the maximum amount of pain a human was able to bear and the minimum amount of love they need. He perfected trauma-based mind control, creating shattered minds of multiple personality disorder through techniques used by ancient Egyptians. Multiple personality disorder is now called dissociative identity disorder. After World War II, the United States government brought Joseph Mengele to the United States to continue his work. This was under Operation Paperclip.
We gotta destroy the trucks, so we'd probably be better off in the cooler or something.
Objective agency in which more than 1,600 German scientists,
get out of here.
engineers, and
Get in the
technicians
chopper, we'll get
were
away from
recruited in
here.
post-Nazi Germany and taken to the US for government
I just ordered my cooler. Come over here.
between 1945 and 1959.
Everybody
Many
out.
were former
Follow
members
us.
and some were former leaders of the Nazi Party. Due to Mengele's mind control efforts, the US began to research its use. This started the project MK
Company pilot
This is
on the
also known
way.
as the CIA's mind control program. The
I love
operation
flying
began
this
in the
thing.
early
This is my
1950s,
favorite
was
aircraft
officially
in the
sanctioned in
whole
1953 and was halted in 1973. After it was halted, those that knew of the techniques continued
Nobody
to use
shoot
it for
the red
disturbing
guy. They
purposes.
shoot us,
From
we'll murder
MK
them.
Ultra, many side
Those men don't
operations
shoot
came
us.
about. One of these were
They
Monarch
told us
programs.
they'd leave us alone, so give them the benefit of the doubt.
Monarch programming's name is a play on of epigenetic memory. Monarch butterflies each year make a 2,500-mile journey from Canada to a small plot of land in Mexico where they stay for the winter. In the springtime, they begin the long journey back north. However, it takes 3 generations to do so. So no butterfly making the return journey has flown that entire route before.
What kind of weapons am I working with? All I got is a
by
machine
each
gun up
monarch
here.
butterfly through epigenetic memory. A bizarre phenomenon occurs in
should
this
have,
world known as epigenetic memory. This occurrence causes memories to
You
be
should
saved
have,
and passed down
missiles and
generations
shit.
via DNA. You currently hold epigenetic memory from all your past ancestors.
You don't
and
have
will
missiles,
continue to
press
pass it
square.
on until the end of time. Most commonly,
All I got is
trauma-based
machine
memories
gun.
are passed down. There are many
I
ways
might have to
trauma-based
upgrade,
memories are
dude.
caused. Some
didn't
can be
think about that.
accidental, such as car crashes and disasters.
That's
Others
alright.
can be
We'll get
incidental,
close,
such as terrorist
and then,
attacks and assassinations.
I'll
Others
give
can
you
be
the chakra, we'll
environmental,
split
such as
up.
domestic abuse, sexual abuse, and
Well, I
so
got
on.
the
Those who
machine
control
gun
monarch
mounted on the
programming
bottom.
began
I
to
got
look
the
for
control of
children
it, so
suffering
just
with
go down and I'll
trauma-based
shoot the trucks.
epigenetic memory. They figured any child exposed to child pornography must suffer from trauma, therefore more likely to develop dissociative identity disorder. Those from generational abusive traumatic families carry traumatic epigenetic memory. Therefore, they become more likely to develop dissociative identity disorder if triggered by a traumatic event.
I was born in 1957 in Muskegon, Michigan, to a multi-generational incest-based family. This means my father was sexually abused as a child, my mother was sexually abused as a child, and they were sexually abusing me.
Alright, I got that.
My father sexually abused me as far back as I can remember. And I've often heard him state that he began substituting his penis for my mother's nipple while I was still an infant. He was earning his living as a worm digger on a 6th grade education and supplemented the family income with child pornography that was being distributed through the local Michigan mafia pornography ring. This criminal faction of our government sanctioned this child pornography ring so that they could identify and target children such as myself for the project. I was a chosen one or a prime candidate for mind control because of the sexual abuse that I had endured. My sexuality had been enhanced, therefore I was used as a sex slave and also delivered messages to and from these government leaders. The politician who was protecting this Michigan mafia pornography ring was a guy named Gerald Ford. This is the same Gerald Ford that went on to become the first unelected president of the United States.
Yep.
Gerald Ford, I never perceived his political affluence. I only perceived him as another abuser like my father because Gerald Ford also sexually abused me as a child and sexually abused me right on through my mind control victimization until Mark rescued my daughter Kelly and I in 1988. Therefore, it was Gerald Ford who came out to our house and explained to my father how to raise me in the project according to government specifications. My father had been caught sending this child pornography through the U.S. mails, and therefore he was approached and told that if he sold me into that project, that he would gain immunity from prosecution.
Those behind Monarch set up sting operations to locate child abusers. This included setting up sting operations at post offices to locate who was sending child porn. Once captured, they offer the abusers freedom if they release their victims to the programming groups for further experimentation. Some victims of Monarch programming include Arizona Wilder, Kathy O'Brien, Paul Bonassi, Fiona Barnett, and many others. Once the children are sold into the project, they receive an owner who has full control over the subject. They determine what operations they are forced to carry out and take them to locations for mind control programming. These owners are politicians, celebrities, and prominent people who use the mind control subjects for their own perversions and to compromise other people for blackmail purposes. The owners then recruit handlers to handle the mind control subjects. The handlers follow the owner's directions and instructions. The handlers carry out trauma-based mind control to create new personalities of the owner's likeness.
I was programmed that Wayne Cox would be my first handler.
He ain't had a
And I'm paid for mind control. As my handler, Wayne Cox would follow Senator Byrd's directions.
You just sit there and take up space.
And
That's
above
what we
all,
want you to do.
he would be subjecting me to more trauma sufficient to satisfy the numerous compartments Senator Byrd wanted developed in my brain for mind control programming so that I could carry out various operations during the Reagan-Bush administration.
Is it really?
Indeed, the most fundamental MK Ultra programming levels, that is, Alpha, Beta, Delta, Omega, and Theta, are laid via LSD trips in a sensory deprivation tape. The brain naturally splits into 5 dissociative states, which is why there are 5 basic compartments. My 5 basic splits were organised according to an Eastern Star pentagram shape, with a gatekeeper placed in the pentagon, which sat in the middle of 5 doors.
As part of this operation, the CIA were using children for many different reasons. These included being mercenaries, sex slaves, messengers, drug traffickers, and ritual abuse victims. For this, many different personalities need to be programmed in. Some of these programs include Alpha, Delta, Beta, and Omega. Alpha is regarded as general or regular programming. These are known as front alters. They are used to disguise a mind control subject in public. These alters are characterized by extremely pronounced memory retention, along with substantially increased physical strength and visual acuity. Alpha programming is accomplished through deliberately subdividing the victim's personality, which in essence causes the left brain right brain division, allowing for program union of left and right through neuron pathway stimulation.
Let's say she was running drugs for them or being used as a sexual slave on a daily basis practically. They would electroshock her. What that would do is splinter your short-term memory.
Beta is sexual programming. This program eliminates all learned moral convictions and stimulates a primitive sexual instinct devoid of inhibitions.
Sex slaves are created by
Mr-stillwinning.
The child from birth and inducing trauma, which for me was done in the form of being sexually abused and then being satanically abused within a church, and then also at home where I was put through a trial of satanic rituals, which means there were blood rituals done where I was forced to
shit I block out of my own head because I don't want to think about that.
Dude, she's got daddy issues, and there's ways to deal with that. There's this dude, his name is, well, let me pause this thing. There's this dude named, what the hell is this dude's name? Doug Perry. And he explains everything about the father complex and how the people have disassociative problems with their father, and that results in mad different areas in life. It pops up, and even with God, it's like it's a thing where they can't get close with God because they got daddy issues. I'll send you.
Dad replaces God.
Yeah, I'll send you some of the stuff, maybe a link or two if I could find some through the PlayStation, so you could show her. Dude, she'll fiend on that type of stuff. She'll love that.
Yeah, I got a slow trickle. She's already defensive everything.
All right, so where are we going now? What is it saying?
Once the doors were closed to the area where we did that, we were taken down the basement, and it turned into porn where we were being filmed. I began having vivid, detailed memories of being used as a sex slave to some of our nation's highest level government officials. Among them were John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Baines Johnson, Nelson Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and top entertainment professionals such as my owner, Bob Hope. The truth is that there are slave auctions that very elite people attend to be able to own.
You should be getting you an invite.
The best mind control slaves that money can buy.
My sexual experience with Bill Clinton was extremely limited, in spite of the fact that I was a sex slave.
Yeah.
With my experience, that Bill Clinton is bisexual, leaning far more towards the homosexual end. All I've ever seen him involved in was the homosexual activity, with very limited experience with him myself. Whereas my experience was much more prevalent with Hillary Clinton, because Hillary is also bisexual, leaning more towards the homosexual end, and it was she who accessed my sex programming to fulfill her perversions.
Delta is a program used to train killers. It was originally developed for training special agents or elite soldiers. The subjects are devoid of fear and very systematic in carrying out their assignments.
The end goal of MK Ultra was to create super soldiers. They used child soldiers for this purpose. I was one of those children recruited into Delta Special Operations.
Mr-stillwinning, you hear me?
Delta Force is comprised of MK Ultra.
Invite RMFG.
I recently spoke with a former member of Delta Special Ops, and I asked him about what I recall. I picked his brain. He told me at the start he only had rumours of the super soldier program, children being employed as soldiers, you know, and that they were trying to keep up with the Russians, but that, you know, everything went dark about this after a while. He said he saw nothing himself, but as I pressed for info, this ex-soldier started to dissociate became indecipherable
Go back to the
and
nightclub.
began stashing out references to MK Ultra programming cues that I recognised. So I'd say all Delta Special Ops soldiers are dissociated from their knowledge of the CIA's super soldier program involving children.
Self-destruct or suicide instructions are layered in at this level. Here, a mode known as range mode is programming to the subject. This makes the subject feel as if they're at a shooting range, taking aim at their target. Omega is the self-destruct programming, also known as Code Green. The corresponding behaviors include suicidal tendencies and or self-mutilation. This program is generally activated when the victim survivor begins therapy or interrogation and too much memory is being recovered. These programs will then receive names which will create.
Did you just hear that, bro?
The victim.
The self-mutilation part?
Yeah.
It's a program, dude. It's programming. And it's saying that people, the Omega programming, there's mad different programs. There's 4 different programmings. And it's Omega, Delta, Beta, and or hold on, let me look at it.
Rumors of the super soldier program of children being employed
Alright, listen
as
to
soldiers,
this part.
you know, and that they were trying to keep up with the Russians, but that, you know, everything went dark about this after a while. He said he saw nothing himself, but as I pressed for info, this ex-soldier started to dissociate, became indecipherable, and began stuttering out references to MK Ultra programming cues that I recognised. So I'd say all Delta Special Ops soldiers have dissociated from their knowledge of the CIA's super soldier program involving children.
Self-destruct or suicide instructions are layered in at this level. Here, a mode known as range mode is programming to the subject. This makes the subject feel as if they're at a shooting range, taking aim at their target. Omega is the self-destruct programming, also known as Code Green. The corresponding behaviors include suicidal tendencies and or self-mutilation. This program is generally activated when the victim survivor begins therapy or interrogation and too much memory is being recovered. These programs will then receive names which will create the personality. The victim can have thousands of personalities programmed in them. Once programmed in, the handler will use trigger words and hand signs to switch personalities within the victim.
D6413782.
They're showing a dude being programmed right now. Listen.
Y Eagle Alex Hope. Please go ahead and answer all questions.
The handlers who create the personalities mainly carry out the programming at Air Force bases around the United States and worldwide.
Fucking crazy, bro.
These mind control subjects were used for many different purposes. These include the CIA's drug trafficking operation. The CIA was founded in 1947. Shortly after it was founded, the CIA funded and armed the Corsican Mafia. The Corsican Mafia used CIA support to establish the French Connection. It oversaw the smuggling of heroin from Turkey to France and then America. In the 1950s, the CIA supported the nationalist Chinese army known as the KMT. After the KMT failed to withdraw Chinese troops from the Korean front, it invaded
this chopper has a stealth mode. We go off radar when we're in this chopper up in the air and the landing gear's up.
Military later said the opium was flown out of the country on unmarked CIA.
Yo, that's weird. We just did a popularity mission, but my popularity didn't go up at all.
The CIA worked with the Hmong tribe of Laos to fight against communists in the region. The CIA then told them to grow opium instead of rice. The CIA then established a heroin refinery within its headquarters in Laos. They then flew the processed drugs out of the country using Air America working undercover disguised as passenger cargo and airline flights. By the 1980s, opium production had shifted from the Golden Triangle in Asia to the Golden Crescent in Afghanistan. The CIA began working with the Afghan Mujahideen in 1979 after President Carter signed a...
Kinda wanna jump on Blackouts, it's late as fuck right now. Let me see. That is fucked up, dude. Now I can't get that shit out of my head. That girl said that her dad was a pedophile and that when she was a baby, her dad would substitute the nipple for his dick. Fucking unreal, bro. Fucking unreal.
That shit's prevalent as hell.
That shit
it's so
is
twisted.
Fucking crazy, bro. That shit is just fucking maniacal. That's what we fight day in and day out. That's what we're fucking fighting up against. That's what we're up against.
Hey, Bori, OMFG. Can you drop from group while you guys do that? Can you drop from the group chat while you guys do that?
Dude, just mute them.
Well, I want them to be able to hear each other. That works. Yeah.
Please, Lord,
I
erase
was
that.
listening all the time.
Ooh. Alright, sorry for that disturbing image, guys, but, sometimes it's necessary to understand how bad these people really are. And who you're fighting, because you wanna think, oh, these people can't be that bad. Oh, they are that bad. And more.
They're that bad and worse.
Word.
For the shit that's leaking out, can you imagine what's not leaking out?
Right.
That's what keeps me up sometimes, is what are they doing that we can't find out about?
There isn't nothing that we can't find out in this information age. There isn't nothing we can't find out. You gotta understand that. We could always figure it out.
But it's only just starting to leak out. That's what fucks me up.
Right.
All the pieces, all the bits of the puzzle are coming out. Now we're just starting to put a puzzle together. Like everything that just talked about, that's my roommate in a nutshell, bro. Like
Well, yo,
I feel
it's
like
programming,
she gets
dude.
triggered.
It's programming.
Yeah, I feel like
now
she
listen,
gets triggered
on a
shit.
small scale. There's large scale programming, and then there's small scale programming that's more intense. I think that she has the large scale programming that comes from TV, music, movies, books, people's mindset,
anime,
yeah, like whatever, like all those things, and there's tons of programming and all that shit. Okay, so that's like a large scale program. And the smaller scale program is just a more intense version of it. You know what I mean?
Dude, she's got these books, right? They're the creepiest books, and it's like they're #1 New York Times best-selling author.
You better
Ellen
be careful
Hopkins.
what she has in that house, because things like that are occultic, they can be used as an idol. And when they're used as an idol, demons can come into that house like no tomorrow, dude.
I know. That's why I battle. Here's the other thing I didn't tell you. I've been able to sanctify haunted houses and environments just by walking into them. Like, I've had people go, oh, this house is haunted, man. You got to see this. And I didn't even know I could do it, right? And, oh, you got to see this haunted house. And I'm curious. I want to learn. Go ahead, show me the people. I want to fucking... I'm trying to explain something here. But I went into this house the first time, and like I felt like this just cold blast, and then nothing. And everybody else had like a chill, and then nothing. They were like, "Wait, it's always cold in here for no reason. It's not cold anymore. Why isn't it cold?" They start like banging on walls, try to get shit to come out, and nothing happens. And I thought it was a fluke. And then years later, other friends were like, yo, you gotta see this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, let's go see this. Because I'm not afraid of nothing, you know? And we go and blah, 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 nothing happens. And they're like, dude, something always happens here. I don't know, whatever. And then later on, years later, there was this other thing, that these baby handprints get on your car or some shit like that. We pull up, we do the little thing, and nothing happens. I just have the ability to neutralize this shit, and God puts me in these places. He puts these people in my way to draw me towards it, so that I just neutralize it.
Yeah, but it's not you that's neutralized.
Bring the light of God.
It's not you that neutralizes.
I bring the light of God with me.
Yeah, you can be marked.
I
Yeah, you can be marked, and then when you go into places like that, it can be silent, because those demons that are pretending to be ghosts, they don't want their cover to be blown. They don't want you to blow the cover and go, these are demons, not ghosts. So they don't want to say anything that has you realizing that they're there. They don't want you to realize you're
But
there because they don't want you blowing their cover.
But they've gone back to those places, and they're permanently not haunted anymore. Without me there, they've gone back and they've hit me up. Yo, we went to that place again? Nothing happened. So after a while, I started looking for these places. Like, where can I sanctify next? Where can I bring the light next? And I would just go places and neutralize it. People would get mad because I would do it. There's a magazine, you've heard of it because you're in New York. It's called Weird New Jersey.
No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a magazine famous for all these haunted places, and most of them are not haunted anymore because of me. Because I went and hunted them down. And I'm not talking like I went in with holy water and started splashing on things, or I brought incense or sage or whatever the fuck. I just walk in and shit done. Like, this is the life that I have, man. And you want to talk special? I feel weird when I tell people this shit because I don't believe it, and then I do because it happens again, and I'm like, holy shit, this shit is real. I don't tell people that because obvious reasons. They don't believe me.
Go to the next spot, bro. I'm not saying I don't believe you. There's a better understanding in that type of stuff. Like, you could think it's you, and there's certain people that think it's them. It's just the power that you have in you, and it's not you.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the only thing I got to say.
It's the alignment. It's the alignment I have. I'm aligned with God purely. I will never stray from the light. Never. I can't. I literally can't. There are times where I've been given every opportunity to steal or be rich. Like, I have the ability to empty an ATM on the fly, and I never have. And I struggle to eat some years. But I won't. I won't take. Even from the evils, I won't take from them because they want me to take. They want me to exploit. I won't. My heart is true. I can't stray. It's just not possible.
Alright, land down there.
I've had people get angry because I won't give them the knowledge to exploit things. You want me on a roof or?
Don't matter, just land down here.
Oh, in there. Okay. This thing's so touchy. I like it, but it's touchy. That's a fucking landing. I've had dreams where something would try to come at me, and then as soon as I realize that I'm not alone, no matter where I go, I'm not alone. When that thought enters my mind in the dream or nightmare it turns into a dream. The only real nightmare I had was when my brother wasn't in prison anymore. But that's not true. He's in prison. He's in prison for the rest of his life. He committed murder. There's nothing he can do to get out. So the nightmare was that I had my brother back. But when I woke up, I didn't. This is the only real nightmare I had, because every nightmare starts out, it ends as a dream, because I wake up with more power, more resilience.
Join the MC, bro.
Got it. Let me smoke a cigarette real quick. I'm all worked up because I'm telling you this shit in the fucking... I know it sounds, maybe not to you, but other people it sounds tacky, but the spirit's falling through me right now. I'm just on fire. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
a covert war against the Soviet Union. The opium sales were used to fund and arm the Mujahideen, which later became Al-Qaeda, then the Taliban, then ISIS. During the same time, the CIA began to work with the Medellin cartel and cartels of South America to ship cocaine into the US.
Following training, my unit and I were deployed to South America, where the CIA were conducting operations against so-called communist governments. When I was a child, the CIA said our enemy was communism. Today, the CIA says our enemy is terrorism. The CIA continues to make money out of child trafficking and laundering.
What's up, bud?
It's through banks.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to communicate. I have this app called Signal. It's the most secure way to communicate online. And you can like delete the messages and they don't go anywhere. When you delete them, they're gone. So they'll find a way to get you that information. We gotta talk more offline. Because I've decided I want to help you a lot. We're talking for a reason, and I'm telling you these things for a reason.
I feel you, dog.
Like, there's this expression me and my boy used at Green Beret I was telling you about. The fire rises. It brings things up. We don't talk about it like, you know, hellfire or something. We're talking like the light, truth. He's known as the truth to people who listen to him long enough. And like, there's very little he can teach me, which is why he's my best friend. And I'm his best friend. Like, we ran into each other and we didn't like each other off the bat because of the things he works on and the things I work on. We were both skeptical of each other. But the reason he's not in it.
Alright, well, let me think.
Let's see what I can do.
We gotta get off the live stream if we're gonna do something like that. Hold on.
Oh, I know.